as well. Look at that. Typical Craig.
Here comes playing. Oh, my word! Absolutely magnificent. Payet. Reed! He rose so high! Touched the sky! Two on down! 3-2 up! It's meant to be! It's surely meant to be!
Be a long night. Paquetá, he's played it through, and Bowen's in. It's up for grabs now. He's done it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the West Ham Review. We're finally back. And, of course, you know full well, I am joined by the very posthumous Budgie.
Posthumous. That means after death. Fucking hell.
We're going
He's
for the
trying to get rid of me already, look, for God's sake. Fucking hell. Thank you very much for the intro, mate. I'm not sure quite how to take it, but thank you. And good evening to everybody in the chat. Unfortunately, I can't read the chat, so I'll have to rely on what comes up on screen.
Bit of me. Yeah, so I'll bring it up in that, and
Yeah,
let's
no,
start,
that's cool.
as always, with the great people in the chat as always, and it's good to see Matty in here. Big up Tony and Budgie. Big up to you, Matt. Hope it all was well with yourself. Again,
Good
it's
evening, Matt.
another hot, humid evening.
Yeah, it's nice.
But there's a bit of a breeze, so I don't know if you got that as well, Budgie, where you are. But it's a bit.
Yeah, there is a bit of a breeze. The trees are blowing, and that's it's nice.
So it's better than yesterday, that's for sure. Good evening to Ted the Emma. Good evening, Tony and Budgie. Hope you well, Ted. Good to see you in here as well. And as always, good to see you usual. Hope everyone's keeping well in that respect.
Always get the usual suspect in the building.
Yeah, absolutely. And their solo trip. And of course, welcome to Leslie. Good to see you, Leslie. Usual man.
Evening, Leslie.
So, of course, Brendan. Brendan, good evening, Tom, Budgie, usual Matt F, Leslie, Ted. Hope you're keeping well.
Matt. Yeah.
And
Nice
it's good
to
to
see
see
you,
our
Brendan.
good old friend Jeff at the bowling lounge. Jeff, hope you're keeping well. Yeah, I know you've been busy lately and you've not had to do much content at the moment, but hopefully we'll see you back shortly. Usual Matt, Ted, Leslie, hope you're all well. Good to see you as well.
I think he's looking for a new boat, son.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, perhaps a QE2 or something like that, maybe.
Well, we know he's a bit flush with cash. That's a thing, Budgie.
Yeah, you know. Next owner at West Ham, I think.
Oh, you imagine that. Good evening, Harry.
Right.
Good evening, all you beautiful people. Come on, you irons. Good to see
Evening,
you.
Howard. I can't get
Brendan.
used to calling him Harry.
Oh, no. You get your head around it.
Yeah.
Brendan saying, hi, Jeff. I was just thinking about you earlier. Hope all was well, and you'll be back on screen. So, yeah, absolutely, Brendan. It'd be good to see him back on again. Big up to the bowling lounge, Matt saying as well, and everyone's saying hello to each other. Aces, good evening to yourself as well. Good to see you, mate. Hope all is good. And Harry saying hello to Orshi Togs, usual Matt, Lounger, Tone and Budge as well. And Ace saying Budgie, Colin.
Aces.
Matt says Budgie's got a new look, haircut and a beard.
Well, yeah, my brother-in-law, in fact, he's floating about somewhere out back there. My brother-in-law did this for me the other night. I dared him to do it while he was pissed, and he done a really good job of it. I mean, a really good job of it. So, yeah, I'm well happy. I'm going to get him pissed again next week and get him to do it again. Give me a little trim up.
I was going to say, I'm not seeing a theme or anything at all, Bud. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing nothing at all. The only thing that's missing is this.
There's no theme going, nothing to see here. Goatee City, isn't it, mate? That's what it is. Yeah.
Brendan saying Budgie makes a great ghost. And obviously, Ace is saying like to Jeff. Jeff is saying, all good. Thanks, Todd. Taking a break, fishing and boating. We'll be back for the season. Brilliant. Good to see that.
Excellent.
And everyone's saying hello to each other. And to Ted. Matt saying, not too bad. Thanks, Tony. Glad it's cool to hear tonight. Hope you're well, buddy. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. I say the breeze is welcoming because yesterday, Jesus Christ, that was muggy, really muggy last night.
Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it?
And of course, the evening's not complete without our wonderful Mama Flossie.
There
Good
she
evening,
is.
Tom. Good evening, Budgie. And
There
good
she
evening
is, the
to you as
queen
well,
of
Mama.
moderating.
Absolutely. Big up to Leslie as well. And she's saying hello even to your chat. Jeff saying, glad your audio is fixed, Budgie. Yes.
Yeah, mate. Oh, last night I was on my laptop and the microphone was foobar. And so I've got my earbuds in today. Well, you know, the hook over ear ones. And I'm using the phone. Best camera I've got. Best sound system I've got. You can hear me. I can hear you. Life's good.
Happy days, as they say. Big up to our good old friend Fuzzy, Hot Fuzz 44. Jeez, fam.
Fuzzy.
When are the Irons getting relegated? Big ups, everyone. Well, watch this space, Fuzzy, this season.
Well, yeah, watch this space sooner than you thought, mate.
Could be very interesting for us, that's for sure. Hope you well, Fuzz.
Yeah.
And seeing some of the little shows you've been doing, some good little ones you've been. Keep the good work up, as they say. Matt saying, big up, Mama Frosty. We'll meet again, third time in a week. And of course, Harry Salah as well. Leslie says, when will our professor of football and psychic learn to keep silent? We will go into that, Leslie. I've done a couple of slides we can talk about things because, yeah, there's some strange stuff been going on, as always. And, of course, Brenda saying like to Mama. And Mama saying like to them, is it? We don't care.
Yeah.
Harry saying, Fuzz back from the cruise, mate. Yes. As it was alluded to, Fuzzy and Donna Cullen. Dear. Look at Jeff says, yeah, I actually am looking for a new boat. There you go. See?
There you go. Yeah, there you go. I think QE2's up for sale and USS Nimitz is up for sale, mate. I think they're big enough for you.
He wants to, just give him some of his money to the Australian bloke who wants to build the Titanic too. Give it, that's just where Jeff money's going to go.
Yeah, Yeah, mind you, if he bought an aircraft carrier, at least he'd be able to land his private jet on there, then, wouldn't he?
Of course, yes, this game on the Saturday as well. Yes, usual suspect. England 8-5, Germany 17-11. The draw 13-5, and the under 21s on Saturday. Yes, that's going to be a great game to watch. That one.
I haven't watched any of the games from that or the Club World Cup, so please excuse my ignorance. But is that the final?
I do believe so. Yeah, it is the final. Yeah, so that's going to be a great game. That one. The Club World Cup
always is England, Germany, isn't it? When it's a competitive game, doesn't matter what the age range is. You know what I mean? Whether it's the under 21s or whatever it is, it's always a good game. It's a good meeting between two nations, usually.
True. Yeah, I agree on that one.
And that's probably the only England international friendly I would watch is against Germany, probably, because I know that Germany will always go balls out, and therefore England have to.
Well, the good thing about this, mate, is the under 21s. At least both teams are more competitive compared to the senior team. So this would be a really good game. Yeah, it would be a good game. Oh, yeah. And everyone's saying hello to each other as always. Matt's saying, no, we don't, Mum Flossie, love talking to you, my lovely friend. That's really nice. It's good community spirits, as we say. And, of course, everyone, as always, loving each other there. Yes, so Monk, as Leslie's saying. Asa says, Budgie going for the Julian Dix look.
Nah, mate, not me. He didn't have this much hair, did he?
Lizzie's saying, hi, Jeff. Hope you're good. Miss your shows. Yeah, it's good to see Jeff back again. Thanks, Lee. We'll be back soon, absolutely. And enjoy the break, as you're saying. Definitely agree on that. Yeah, we had a couple of little bit of breaks. If it weren't us having a break, it's the Google having a break and stopping us getting on the last one. Pain in the arse.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that was hilarious, wasn't it?
Oh.
Going for all the streaming services on Google and everything, just to find one that worked. We finally got there. And then as soon as we went live, someone went, oh, everything's back now. Yeah, thanks for that, pal.
Yeah, tell me about it. You know what I mean? That's amazing.
Oh mate, that was great. That was a great bit of fun.
Yeah.
Only at West Ham.
Typical of us. Good afternoon to Lone Star Londoner. Good to see you, mate.
Afternoon, Lone Star.
Let us know as always the temperature out there. Is it as hot as it over here? Oh, yeah, it's probably going to wipe us off the park. But let us know, mate. It's good to see you as always. Good evening, Frog. Evening, gents. What's happening? Yeah, we're going to go through a couple of bits and pieces, and of course, you know, as always, we're going to do a Green Street Elite. This one we should have done a couple of weeks back, but things got in the way as always.
Yeah.
Good evening, Gary. Hope you will, mate. What the fuck is going on?
Gary, by the way,
selling players. Yeah, we'll cover that one with Kudos as well because he's the main one that's got definitely a time frame. It seems to be, Gal, that every player's got a price now at the moment, even apparently Boeing. So take that one into account.
If we set our club captain again, while he's currently the captain, I think that's really bad form on the part of the club. It's going to stop people from wanting to pick up the armband, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because it means, you know, whatever way you do it, you're definitely going to be...
You're destined for a sale.
Tell me about it. It's not good at all. And, of course...
Can't see Danny Senior taking that lightly, but hey, you know.
No, exactly. Yeah, see him tearing up the pitch.
Yeah.
Maybe overdue. Usual saying, City's already 1-0 up against Juventus, which is great. I may do, depends what time I can get back. Hopefully I'll be back enough for that. But yes, if it back in time, I'll definitely make sure of that. So before we carry on, as always, don't forget, if you can, share, like and subscribe. And don't forget Budgie's channel as well, Green Street Elites. And as you can see underneath my name there, I am literally 6 away from the 1K mark. It's all because he is good people, isn't it? All because he is good people, as always.
Oh, tantalisingly close. Fingertips are just off. Yeah, that's great.
No, that's good, mate. I mean, you know, as you know, mate, it's the great community we have with us. You know, people in the chat, the people like yourself. It all, you know, it's brilliant when we get this. And if you can,
it also helps that Mama Flossie, as I said before, the Queen of Moderating, she always puts the links in the chat. That whoever comes up on screen, you know, it don't matter if they've got a channel, like that's, you know, she does it, and that helps for everybody's channels to grow. Thank you very much for that, by the way, Mama.
Yeah.
Agree on that. You know, and everybody appreciates that, and it makes life easier for those in the chat that do want to support us. You know, they've only got to click that link and they're there. You know, so
no, that's true.
Brilliant.
That's true.
Yeah.
Harry saying Missy Elliott played well in the semi, and this going on a music kind of theme in that. Have you seen what's happening this Saturday at the London Stadium?
No.
Iron Maiden.
Oh, you're shitting, mate.
Iron Maiden will be playing at the London Stadium.
Oh, if I'd known that, I'd have tried to get tickets.
Let me just try and find that thing because I've just seen some of the prices. They're not cheap, Budge.
Really?
Yeah.
That's West Ham taking the piss out of West Ham fans because Iron Maiden are linked to West Ham.
So they're showing you here. There's £98.40. There's some going into like the £599 mark and stuff like that.
What?
It's just,
what?
Yeah, £106. Yeah, like that's general admission. So
you're looking at a minimum of £100, maximum of £600 to go and watch Iron Maiden play at London Stadium. What a piss take.
123, and as I'm going through, the price is still rising up. Yeah, so let's see things like that.
Yeah, right. Okay, maybe I wouldn't have been down there.
Yes, Matt. This is another one that's really said now. Harvey Elliott, sign him up. Potter and Mario Hutchinson and Tyler Morton. Have we got the cojones? That's
the Harvey Elliott link. I thought was a link for a loan deal. That was my understanding of it.
Mm. Well, I know he wants to play regular football. He seems to be like, he's more than a fringe player now. He's really kind of a bit disappointed with it all, and he
Yeah.
wants to kind of literally up the ante kind of thing.
He's a decent player, though, Tony. You know, I mean, he's shown that he can cope with the league and with the pressures of playing at that level. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's a good lad. I think he's a good boy. Wouldn't mind him at West Ham. I've got to be honest.
He's got the pace. He's not afraid to do things. I agree on that. It would be a great addition. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Just found the prices for the VIP areas.
Go
So
on.
you got 3 different categories. You got the premium tickets, which are virtually sold out. They're £249. And then you go to what's the next price? £289. And then the top one, £599. Just to see
Jesus Christ. What'd you get? King Charles serving dinner to you or something?
You know what I mean?
599 quid for a fucking ticket to go and see Iron Maiden play.
Yeah, that's where it's gone.
Jesus.
That's where it's gone.
What
Nick,
Nick,
as always, pleasure to see
good evening
everyone.
to you,
How are you
sir.
all? Yes, indeed. I hope you're well, Nick, yourself. We're doing good. Good to see you, matey. Oh, bloody hell, so like 97 here in Texas. We had it bad.
97 degrees.
First, really taken well. So it's 1-1 in the City game now, so they didn't last long. Brendan saying hello to Nick as well. Frog saying, sun's out, birds singing, wobbly bits wobbling. Can we name a first squad yet?
No.
No, yeah.
Wobbly bits wobbling. Love it.
Man.
Do make me laugh in that.
Almost Frogs there. Yeah. Nick, hope you're good as well. Nick saying, question for the panel. If Sullivan offered you £100,000 to suck on his bit over 60 seconds, would you do it? There's no negotiation. The problem is he's so small, Nick, and then he'd be sucking on his leg. So what's the point of that?
100 grand just to suck on his toe. I'll put my bank details up in the chat if you need me to.
Jeff saying, Bowen ain't going anywhere, in my opinion. No, I don't think he's it as well.
He ain't. He ain't, is he, Jeff? Come on.
You'll have to
Jeff knows, mate. Jeff knows.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'd be astronomical money if he was. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. 90 mil minimum, I reckon.
No, I agree on that as well, Matt. Yeah, definitely a special committee here. We've got a really great load of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was saying 1-0 as well. Nick says, I'm not too bad.
Shame some of them are like Arsenal fans, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? Shame they have to be that annoying.
Not too bad, thank you. Same as usual, Leslie. Just had my morphine, so I'm in less pain for a bit. Brendan saying, was morphine Tony Hart's little friend? Morph. Yeah, there was Morph. And there was another one as well, didn't they? A different kind of character.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now.
Matt, you're not wrong there. Definitely, yeah. Highest elevation
Absolutely.
possible. And an award, yes. And there you go. There is Jeff's channel. If you've not already done it, people in the chat.
He's not even on screen, look, bless up.
Yeah. So if anyone's watching in the background and not commenting on that, please go and see Jeff's channel and also go and see Budgie's channel as well. As you know, it takes
Thank you very much.
Don't cost nothing to subscribe. Absolutely nothing.
It doesn't.
So they're all saying up to it. Trip, big up to yourself as well. Thanks for the comments in the community page. Love to see that. Hope you're keeping well, matey. He had a brother as well. You're most welcome, she's saying.
What are you cooking?
Oh, nice. Do like a bit of cheese on toast, I must admit.
Oh, you heard that, did you?
Absolutely.
Bit of cheese on toast.
Lovely. Brendan saying, last saw Iron Maiden live.
Yeah, go on.
Can hear her talking. Last saw Iron Maiden live on the Power Slaves tour.
I've never seen them live, I've got to be honest.
Enter versus River game was feisty, Lone Star saying. Yes, yeah, not good at all, is it?
What River Plate are we talking about?
Probably is that one, yeah.
Hmm. Well, Lanzini's there, isn't he?
Good evening, Phil. Evening, fellas.
Evening, Phil.
Matt's saying about obviously the loan deal with an option to buy for 40 million, I think, Budge, for Elliott.
Okay. I mean, that's not a bad price, is it, to be fair for it? I mean, look, if he turns out to be the player we all think he is, and he comes to us for a loan of initially, but for a £40 million fee, I think most people would be happier at getting him for 40 than they were at getting Kilman for 40.
Yeah, he offers a lot more, doesn't he? I totally agree on that.
Certainly does. He offers so much more going forward.
Daz, good evening to yourself, Tony and Budgie.
Even that.
Phil said, fucking hell, Budge, good to see you here tonight.
I know, mate. It's great, isn't it? Look, I'm in 4K and everything, look.
Oh, man. And everyone say like to each other, and everyone in the chat, absolutely. Let's catch up on all the comments as much as we can. Evening, Phil. Good evening, Ray. Hope you're well, mate. Good evening, Tony, Budgie, Mama, Topher, Harry, usual and all. Usual. Daz, Mama.
Good evening, you, Ray.
And they're saying, as always, brilliant. Nice homely settings. Yeah, nice homely settings. That's what I say there. Big up to Daz, the bowling. Harry saying 599. I'd want Tugsies for that sort of money. Yes, indeed. Yes, usual. Yes. Yeah, weather high forecast for the weekend. And Monday, they reckon could reach.
90s.
Yeah, because they reckon it in centigrade, they reckon Monday could go up to 34. So the highest it's got so far.
That's hotter than it was in Turkey last year.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what year it was, though. The hottest
recorded
so far is 35.7 degrees, I think it was. So Monday.
Would that have been 1976 by any chance?
There was one, but yeah, I think it was then.
That was 96 degrees in the shade.
Jesus Christ.
1976. Oh, thank you very much. A little bit of Worcester sauce. Oh, Worcester sauce as well. What?
Look at that.
I love my sister.
Pampered you,
she's on toast with Worcester sauce.
Nice.
Yeah, mate, love it.
Very nice.
Excuse me while I'm
I'll catch up on the old chat. Matt said he wouldn't suck on Sullivan's big toe. I might get gangrene up the fucking sepsis. Harry's just seen the ref togs in the game. Good man, have to be quick. Always, Jeff, you know that. Here to support each other at the end of the day. Championship fixtures look very interesting. Yeah, he says there's a few games because what was Wrexham's game now? I heard bits and pieces while I was doing work. I'm trying to think what the Wrexham game was, who they've got. I think it's Portsmouth. I believe. Mumfus is quicker with the links than West Ham's midfield.
Bloody right and all.
Yeah, none sharper than you, Togs. Yeah, used to are definitely on board all the time. Nick saying, Budgie, have you got better internet or a new camera or something? Your video is really smooth.
Thank you, Nick. Yeah, it's well, I'm on my sister's Wi-Fi. I'll have a laugh, please, sis. I'm on my sister's Wi-Fi, but I'm using my phone instead of my laptop, so that's why the picture's clearer and the sound's good because I'm on my earbuds. So, yeah. Thanks for the inquiry, Nick.
That's good. They sound like each other. I was saying cheese on toast with Branston pickle. Ooh, what a shout! That's a good one. Harry's asking though, is it the lumpy one? Is it the lumpy one, or is it going to be the smooth? Man says could be our new Lanzini. Yeah, definitely. That would be good. Good shout for that one. Nick saying Ace's spam and Branston pickle sandwich. Spam.
Yes, spam. Won't find that in my sister's house. No, you won't. No? Nor bacon, no. She's a Muslim.
Oh, okay.
So you don't get pork in this house.
She's laughing in the background.
And yeah, I know. And yet, if she came round my house and I asked her to cook breakfast, she would cook it for me. But, you know.
I stopped eating pork before I become a Muslim.
Yeah. There you go. Stopped eating pork before she was a Muslim. Oh, God, I've got hiccups. Yeah, go on. Carry on with the chat, mate.
Ray says we'll end up with Nobby Nugget from Hartlepool and some Green Shield stamps. Yes.
Nobby Nugget.
Phil said, "See today. Apparently, Wolves were in talks with Paul for Harvey as well. Booked at £40 million earlier in the week. Yeah, it's it kind of gives us food for thought. As always, though, Phil, is our board ambitious enough to bloody do anything? That's the question for me." Mama's saying, "Well, Green Shield stamps. I remember them. Yeah. What was the other one? The old luncheon vouchers. You don't see them anymore.
Luncheon vouchers. Yeah. Remember the old co-op stamps as well?
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, my mum used to collect them because we had a co-op local to us. My mum used to collect them. She had books and books and books of them. We say, "What are you going to do with them, Mum?" She goes, "I'm saving them." And then before she ever used them, they went out of fucking service. They stopped using it. They stopped doing them.
I mean, East Ham, there was an old co-op building there, right on the corner by the Denmark Arms. Massive place it was. Yeah, old school building that knocked it all down, and now it's just a car park.
Not surprising.
But I think it was because they was once it closed down. Once co-op decided to close it down, it then was going to be converted into little kind of business units. Then they found it had tons of asbestos in it, and that's when they pulled it down. And yeah, what was
I was talking to a friend of mine. And he went NCP, I think he says. Oh,
Sorry, did I put?
no, I'm going to have to cancel because he's trying. My son's trying to ring me, and I'm live. Yeah, there was this. What was I bloody saying there?
Shut up.
I can't remember what it was I was saying now. Too many other distractions.
I think.
Can you hear me all right? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. No problems at all. I think it was. We were talking about the Green Shield stamps and stuff like that.
That was it. Green Shield stamps. Yeah. What was the other things they used to do? The little tickets out of cigarette packs.
Oh, they're like the little
card.
players.
And they used to have like 5 points or something in them, or 10 for a packet of 20 or whatever.
Yeah, because I remember what did my mum used to smoke? Raffles. And they did all the kind of things. You get the bulk bits and pieces and whatnot. Yeah, bloody hell, I remember all them.
OnlyFans studio. This is my sister. This is my sister's lounge, you cheeky git.
Good evening, Colin. Good evening, you wonderful gentlemen. Tony and Budgie, and all the pleasure joining you. As always, Colin, great to see you in here. Good to see you.
Evening, Colin. What's she saying?
Colin?
No.
He'll be round in a bit.
All right.
He's waiting for his round.
Excuse me.
Good boy.
Nick says, Budgie's at OnlyFans. Oh my God. And he's asking him, what's the link? Link, please. I want Budgie's OnlyFans. Look. And see, Mama's on the ball there, Budge, because look, she's found your link. Look. www.thenakedbudgie.com.
Oh, great. Mama, you're a fucking legend. Oh, brilliant.
You just saying, yeah, Mama, do you remember the coupons and the cigarette packets? Bloody hell, yeah, all them as well.
Yeah, I remember them. That's great.
And then saying like each other as always. Good evening, Josh. How much time is wasted with a stop play when they make most of head injuries? I suppose, like everything else, they're just being a bit more cautious these days. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. And the thing is that with head injuries, they've found obviously now that, constant heading of the ball and stuff like that is causing injury later in life. We've seen it with some of our players,
Well, we covered it with Bonzi, didn't we?
Yeah, and David Cross is another one.
Yeah.
Who said that, the head injuries have done him no favours later in life. So, they got to be a bit more careful because of all of this that's now coming to light from the 60s. So we're looking at 40 odd years of non-development in that field, really. So now there has to be some development.
Yeah.
That's why the balls were made lighter, so it's less impact on your head. I mean, I remember back in the 60s, if you headed a football in the rain, it fucking 9 knocks you out.
If you caught it where the laces were on the ball, wouldn't it? The old leather balls.
Yeah.
You'll have it on your.
Oh mate, I had laces across my forehead a few times in my life. I tell you, they weren't always from the football, but some of them were from Dr. Martens. But no, joking aside, though, them balls were bloody heavy. I mean, these days, all I could describe is, try heading a leather medicine ball, which is basically a sports equipment ball. They weighed about, I don't know, half a stone or something, or a stone.
Yeah.
And once them balls got wet, they felt like they weighed that much.
Yeah, added a couple of pounds on them, didn't they? They did there.
Easily.
Mum was saying about the cigarette vouchers. She goes, "Yes, I do. My dad worked for Will Cigarettes, so she, so they must have done."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trush says, I can't remember lots of players dying before that rule. It all comes, as Budgie said, it comes to light later on in life. And there was that film.
I don't think we've had too many deaths reported as a result of the head injury from heading balls and stuff. But I just think that there's a lot of, neurological disorders that have been, discovered since players have had like headaches or whatever the case may be. And they're putting it down to a lot of head trauma.
Yeah, so I think there was that film. It was about the American. Will Smith played him, and that's to do with head injuries. And he was a doctor that kind of brought it to light in American football.
Yeah.
Tries to say another rule used to slow down the play. So
yeah,
but yeah, I think it's more of a health and safety these days. Oh, right. City now is 2-1 up against Juventus now. As usual, man uses college that collect them. Guards, cigarettes, set military picks for fucking lungs. Fair swap for fucked lungs. He's saying, yeah. Wow. Always been the way though, Trosh, isn't it? Every time we go to a player and they're Everton or someone else try and hijack the deals we go in for.
It's usually Everton, Chelsea, and Arsenal that do it.
Yeah, they're the ones. Yeah.
Tottenham occasionally.
Yeah, no. Not even pork insider.
No. No, mate.
Good evening, Leslie. Saying there, lab-grown bacon will be popular. Yes, see, yeah. There's lab-grown meat is one thing now. Steak, pork, you name it.
I couldn't do that. Why?
Because it ought to do, what was it now? Sustainability, methane gases and all this kind of stuff. And it's obviously like, the environment, blah, blah, blah. With this lab-grown stuff, it's supposed to cut all that stuff out.
So what? They're actually just grow a steak in a tray or whatever, do they?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Leave the plate alone. Right, It's not my sister this time, it's her dog.
Okay.
My sister's actually behaving herself for once.
You're soon going to see a whack live on here.
You might see something come flying across and do me straight in the head.
Because it's obviously a big out in the States, but I think there's a couple over here in the UK. They're growing protein food, basically like bugs and stuff like that.
Really?
Because that's the next thing. If we kind of struggle to kind of make meat and everything else in that, then there's a high chance that could be the next big thing.
Oh, imagine going round to your mum's and saying, "What's for Sunday roast this week?" And she says, "Beetle." Cockroach. Roasted cockroach. You know. Bugs and stuff. I don't understand how the Chinese do it. They eat the grasshoppers and all that, don't they?
Yeah. Well, it's a big
I don't
old
know how
thing.
they do it.
But we see other places like chocolate coated crickets and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all the rage apparently.
I struggle with deep fried Mars bars.
Oh, bloody hell. Excuse me. Lone Star saying,
You seen
Norgard.
them old chippies up north, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They cover them in batter, the old Mars bar, and then they drop it in your oil and let it cook. What? It's melted by the time it comes out, surely.
No, it's kind of protected in the thing itself.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
In the batter. Yeah.
Lone Star saying Norgard astute acquisition by Arsenal, not sexy but necessary, which is a strange one, Lone Star. When you think, party's going on a free, and then you're bringing in this fella, and he's a similar age, I do believe. So that's work that one out.
I think Thomas Partey's been a decent servant for Arsenal, hasn't he? Really, to be fair. I mean, he hasn't been world beater, but then nobody ever expected him to be. Well, maybe Arsenal did, but I don't think anyone outside of Arsenal ever expected Thomas Partey to be a world beater.
No, true.
He's another. To me, he's like probably a better player, but he's more like a Thomas Soucek or like James Milner. A midfield player that does his job, does it well. No frills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agree on that. Yeah, I think the problem was he had this kind of accusations against him, and that kind of put him behind the sidelines for quite a while. While things were ongoing and stuff. But he got, then it was apparently the injury. He's got back into it, but I think the cards were numbered anyway. Nick's asking the question: how do you all like your steaks cooked?
There's only one way to have a steak. That's exactly how you eat a steak. Medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah. More on the rare side for me.
Nick saying he likes his one well done. Usual. Got it spot on there. 2 minutes each side. Flashing the pan.
That's it. I went into a restaurant not long ago, about 3 years ago. I think I had my son and my daughter with me. And I ordered a steak and she said, "How would you like it?" I said, "Wipe its heart and its nose, cut off the arms and throw it on a plate." She did not get it. She was like, "Huh?" And my kids were absolutely pissing themselves laughing. I said, medium rare on the rare side. Oh, okay then. So blue then.
Yeah, blue, basically. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, blue. Whereas a friend of mine on that, Nick said, well done. He goes beyond it. He literally cremates it. And then he eats it. Does the same with bacon. He does the same with bacon. And he does the same with
I can understand crispy bacon. And I can understand a well done piece of beef or even a well done steak if that's your thing, if you're not keen on the taste or the thought of having basically blood in your mouth.
Yeah.
But for me, you see, I've had blood in my mouth so many times, which has been my own blood, obviously. It doesn't bother me. So when I have a steak, I like it a bit bloody, Reminds me of all the fat lips and broken teeth I've had.
I was going to say, I remember that time. 79.
I remember that time, 76, Upton Park.
Brilliant.
Millwall Road.
Roger saying, I'm waiting for the first McDonald's insect burger. Yeah, they're probably the first one to launch it, wouldn't they? Good evening to Ian as well. He says, would love Harvey Elliott. Great young talent. A real progressive buy. If he can be bought. Ball won't show that kind of ambition, no doubt about that. And
that's probably about the crux of it, though, Ian. The board have no ambition. Their ambition is to stay in the Premier League.
Well, I'm going to come on to that because let me just kind of pull this up.
mealworm patty.
They probably would do as well, mate. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Let me just share this
Yeah.
with you anyway. So when you look at this one, let me go onto the page itself. This slide. Yeah, so here, let me just move his comments off here. Old Brady sets a standard for us for the Premier League season. So, as you know, last year we won, only 15 of our 57 Premier League games that we played over since the year before that as well. Brady sent this message to Graham Potter and to us as the fans, and she's classed as being powerful on the board level at West Ham. But the message basically is to stay in the Premier League at all costs. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. Can we stay in the Premier League? That's the achievement she wants.
So don't bother going to cups. Stay away from other competitions. Just concentrate on the Premier League and stay in it.
Yeah,
Is that what she wants?
that's basically it in a nutshell. She's saying here. It's interesting.
I said yesterday I'd let her have me and all, but I'm changing my mind about that now.
She also adds that she wants to have more progress, but basically has no idea where it's going to come from. But she said it will be, and when it comes to being asked about signings and future transfer business with Potter,
Yeah.
she said, should it be inappropriate and unhelpful to talk about it at this time to kind of determine Potter's actions? And it's like, are you for real? You're saying this kind of stuff, and you're trying to play cryptic clue rather than tell us.
Did I see that other bullet point? Goals, pride, passion, and purpose.
Yep, that's what she said.
That's our goal for this season.
Mm-hmm.
Have pride, be passionate, and play with purpose.
Yep.
I suppose. No, they're not goals. They're fucking essentials.
You're not wrong there, mate.
I don't agree with her there at all. Not at all. This is the first time I've seen this statement, by the way. I knew about it, but I hadn't seen it before.
Smoked embassy cigarettes. Remember them? Look, my dad made
I do,
them.
yeah. But I was a flash bastard. If it weren't Benson and Edges, I didn't want them.
Frog saying 10 million Rothmans tokens, you got an iron lug. Oh, man. You're saying, Nick, I make the pan as hot and ready to go. 2 minutes each side does me. Oh, mate, that's best way. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. That's the way of doing it. Good evening to Rich 99 Arsenal as well. Tony, big up, mate, and big up to the chat as well. He's saying, yeah, go and see Rich 99. He's a good guy in that. Doesn't mind saying some things about West Ham as well. He's one of the good ones. So,
good evening, Rich.
Or wooden onesie for wooden onesie. Yes, sounds like a couple of comedy own goals early on in here. Yeah, it seems like that's what it's going. Let's say have it there. Big up to Member Flossie. Trusted the ball's a lot heavier than though, wasn't it? It was. There's a bit more weight to it. The leather alone added the weight.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any comments coming up. It's just that Rich 99 one. Tony, big up, mate. Chat, big up.
Okay, man.
That's the last.
Well, this is Anthony's.
That's the last comment I can see.
Okay, that's interesting because I say I've got Anthony ones up at the moment. He says, "Big up, lads. Is your favourite Arsenal fan here?" Oh, that could be why. Lone Star saying, "Oh no," about Anthony. We'll get Budgie back in a minute. I think he's just kind of spinning around. And I'll come on with the comments when he comes back in. Nick says they eat budgies in some parts of Australia. Budgerigars. Some Australian Aboriginal languages, the word for budgerigar translate the good food. Not much on the stick though, is there? Harry's saying, "Good evening, Anthony. I thought I saw a bull mastiff humping a chihuahua in the back of a Ford Sierra in the car park." Brendan saying that tree shadow thing on Budgie's wall was spooking me. Yeah. I'm glad it weren't just me, Brendan. I did see that because I was talking to him early before we came on, and I said about the breeze, and I could then see the wall and this thing flickering in the back. That was a bit much, that one. Yeah, mum out. Flashback togs. Yeah. Oh, what a film. Day of the Triffids. Yes, that was a good film as well. That's Budgie's Perch. Budgie's Perch. Welcome back, mate. Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm there. I didn't touch anything. I just literally dropped out.
Yeah, strange. Does he smell fish? Yeah, sure. Frog said, looks like a Kenneth Anger movie behind Budgie. I think that's got the shadow of the tree behind it. Oh, yeah, the picture as well, yeah.
Yeah, mate. That's a Rasta lion, that picture.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Usual setting, Budgie Uncaged. Yeah, that's going to be the new mug being out of merchandise.
Well,
Budgie.
actually, do you know what? I used to. That is my handle on Instagram, I think it is, or X. I have 2 personas on both, and one of them on both, I think it is even, is Budgie Uncaged.
Brilliant. And he's saying, fucking hell, Ton, you had your goatee for years. Budgie's had his for 2 weeks and he's caught up with yours. I shaved mine, mate. That's the difference. Oh, no, Nick, not that again. Lab-grown jelly deals. Yeah.
Oh, stop it. I don't even like ones that have come out of the bloody River Thames, let alone ones out of a lab.
Tell me. Big up to Eros. 6, he's saying yes. Oh, Frog, lamb-flavoured eels are the way forward. It will be. Eros saying 6 more to 1K subs. Get this guy there, people. Thank you, big up Eros. Thank you very much. Colin saying, Guy, my dad played football with the old lace football. He played on either wing. He smashed one of them balls against a crossbar and it broke it.
Not surprised, mate. Them things are heavy duty, them balls.
Nick said he's ate crickets before. I took one bite of the body and it popped in my mouth and it literally started gagging. Oh, yeah, of course, there's all the fluid, isn't it? That's cheese and onion flavoured crickets.
Oh, God.
Frog saying Kentucky Fried Locusts. Brendan said it should have gone for salt and vinegar, Nick. Schoolboy area. Is it? Oh, no, that's another one usual. Yeah, snails in garlic.
Oh, stop it. I'm just looking for a plug socket. Bear with me.
No, mate, I'll catch up with the chat anyway. Problems
Yeah, cool.
Seeing sex butter delicacy. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Party never available. Yeah, I suppose there was that as well, Ross. That's true. Colin says there are some nutrients good for you and certain bugs. There is, Colin. That's the thing. I think that's what they're saying. It's it could be the future food. Ross says, Nick, I like my steaks with a heartbeat.
Do you want to take my truck?
Have an E, please, Ross. Insects got no fat, I think, is a big upside. Yes, that's true. They literally are just protein. Michael, good evening to yourself as well. Evening, Tony, Budgie, and a big up to the chat. Ross, Harry, I'll have an E, please, Ross Monk. You still got active warrants, he's going. Yes, pure, disgusting protein. It's very true, Trosh. Nick says, I like stuffed charcoal. Sausages that are literally black are delicious, so crunchy on the outside. Then you bite into them, and I'm drooling thinking about it. I do all the same with meat. That was the old Mike Reed joke when he went into the cafe. He goes, I want my beans cold on the top, hot on the bottom, and the black on the base. I want the bacon so crispy when you put a fork into it, it shatters into a million pieces. And I want my eggs so hard boiled done that you bounce them off the table. And the owner says, well, I don't do that. And he said, well, you fucking did yesterday.
You did yesterday. I love it.
Frog saying lots of protein in insects, but there is in something else. If you know, you know. Yes, exactly, Frog. Let's see, Michael. Absolutely. Yes, don't be shy, Frog. Yeah, let it out. Let it out. He's saying, yeah, my eyes. It's between us, he's saying. Yes, powerful farts at Pat Baldwin. Yes. Nick saying Brady is probably powerful in the bedroom too, not just in the boardroom. Yeah, or Paul Pescalida on that. He's got white hair, so that tells you something. Big up to words and pictures. Good evening to yourself. Aim for 17th, and in 1 year soon we'll end up in 18th. Yeah, this is the worrying thing. Evening words and pictures, Michael. Brendan saying, Michael says the ball and crap. They have no intention of putting their money into the club. It's a way to try to get other clubs to up bids, but others are not stupid. And the thing with that, Michael, the board, if they wanted to, they can invest out of their own money to pump into the club. I think it's going by the rules and whatnot. It's like £90 million they can invest into it, but we know they're not going to do that.
Really?
He was saying she definitely worked for Arsenal previously. Aim for 17th. What ambition? This is the same. This is the thing. Because, I mean, when you look at there, as she's putting it here, wants to stay in the Premier League, 15th if we do. You know, that just says it all.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll be the 15th year that we'll have stayed in the Premier League, and that'll be the longest spell we've had in the club's 130-year history. So that's what they're aiming for. So it's basically just about keeping the Premier League. Sort of in kills, basically.
Ridiculous. They need to be concentrating on winning the next trophy.
Yeah. It's been covered in other channels and that, but we'll just have a little talk about it. So as you know, this is another one. Absolutely treasury eating, I know. So we've got a new front of shirt sponsor, and it's Boyle Sports.
Yeah.
Now, it's weird because, you know, we've had this partnership with Betway since 2015.
Yep.
And yet this deal that Boyle Sports are doing is roughly around about the region. It says £12 million, but if you look at other bits and pieces coming out, it roughly works out to about 10 million.
Okay.
But considering they're going to stop gambling deals on shirts in the 26-27 season, why have we switched from Betway, we've had a long partnership with, and then going with these for literally one season? What's the point?
So I have no idea, because I have no idea who Boyle Sports are.
I think they're another betting people, as far as I know.
Okay.
Well, he wants to avoid us.
Yeah. Mate, I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Maybe there was a conflict of interest with Betway after the fact that they grassed up Lucas Paqueta.
I think it's also it comes down to one thing with us.
Money.
That's money. Yep.
That's all it's ever come to. That's all it's ever been about.
Well, look, just read up about it. Boyle Sports, and they are an Irish gambling company founded in 1982. They offer sports betting, online casino, online poker, online bingo.
Right.
So we've gone from one Irish betting company to another Irish betting company. Work that one out.
Typical.
Nick said it wouldn't surprise me if it came out one day that Brady is a dominatrix as well. Sam and Ali, good evening to yourself. Thanks for coming in for the first time. Really appreciate you being here. Hope you're well.
Good evening, Sam and Ali.
Tony, are you well?
I've just seen some disturbing news.
Oh, sorry, I saw it being asked.
Go on, Budge.
Iran have just wiped out the American Air Force base in Cyprus.
You're joking.
Nope.
Oh,
from the person that put it in the group chat, which is Happy.
Yeah.
I believe her. I mean, I believe that that's the news. I don't believe that that's a wind up or anything. So look out, everybody. War's on its way.
Fucking hell, man.
Got to start doing shit like protecting the kids now, because otherwise they're going to start conscription. And mate, once that war starts, everybody of a certain age will be called up. They start conscripting.
Yeah.
Could do without that. Could do without my son going to war.
Ian saying the Bulls' attitude and ambition for a club of our potential and size is nothing short of a disgrace. They're running us into the ground in the most shambolic way. It's getting worse too. I mean, I think I covered this a couple of streams back. If this is Sullivan asset stripping before he decides to fuck off out of the club, I suppose in certain respects, do we? You know, have we got to take the rough with the smooth and see it out, and hopefully he does go?
Well, what else can we do, Tom? I mean, look, you know, the petition to get Sullivan and Brady out, which was, I don't know who it was organised by, but it was promoted by a few of the other channels. As far as I'm aware, has done nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I really, really would love. Thank you, Salman. I am very well, thank you. As far as I'm concerned, it's all right shouting and stamping your feet, but if they ain't listening, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I did sign that petition, you know, with 3 different email addresses.
It's the stubbornness of the board, Budge, isn't it? That's the thing. It's the stubbornness that you get. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, Lone Star saying, agreeing with us, look, Brady's agenda survived. That board couldn't run a bath, never mind West Ham. 100% there, Lone Star. You're not wrong. Thank you, Mama, for putting in Rich 99 Arsenal's channel. Thank you very much for doing that. Really appreciate that as well.
Can we go back to screen now?
Huh?
I'm getting eaten.
I'm just going to, just see the top of your glasses. Mark was saying, Embassy number 10, Budgie, 12.5 pence a packet of 10. Bloody hell.
Oh, mate, weren't they?
Yeah.
And we used to be able to go into a shop. Right, there was a shop in our local shopping precinct, shopping parade. We used to be able to go in there. You used to be able to buy 5 Park Drives. Right, and the guy in the shop was such a nice guy. He used to let us buy them singly off him. So he would open a packet of 5, and he would let us buy 1 each, 3 of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he let us buy 1 each, 5p a fag or something. You know what I mean? Footprints a fag or whatever it was.
Harry's saying Brady serving up nothing burger statements to the pheasants. Yeah, it's disgusting, really. Good evening, Paul. Hope you well, mate. Evening, all he's saying.
Evening, Paul.
And good evening to our good friend Terence as well. Evening, one and all. Glad to be in the chat with me, Toby. Little shit cost me a fortune in vet bills, but he's an hammer. Oh, that lad. What can I do? Hope Toby's doing well as well, Terence. And thanks for the message as well yesterday. I will reply back to it. Something I got around to it. Just been a bit too busy today. But I hope Toby's doing well. Trosh says we'll get some extra shelves and it'll all be made good. That's the truth, isn't it? Yeah. Like even usual saying, look, at school, 5 Park Drive.
That's it, usual.
Nick says Budgie and Cage would be a very good name for an NSFW channel or next Twitter account. Very true. Mark saying create a mass in the pit. 1 for all and all for one. That's definitely the Sullivan Brady comment. Good evening, Peter. Good evening, ladies. You're saying good evening to yourself. And as always, there's always a pleasure to see Lee Stay from TV pop his head into the chat. Hope you will, Lee. Mum and Dad are as always. Give our regards to him.
Evening, Lee. Hope you well, mate.
Seeing him coming in. Hopefully he's all good. Evening. And of course, my number 1. Good evening, Rob. People that eat in any flavour bug me.
Evening, Rob.
Hope you will, Rob. He's also, I don't know why people don't like jelly deals. They're generally really nice and taste even better. You dip them in sauce. Now, even a 1 fleck of flesh from one of them bloody things, and all I can taste is mud. Nah, sod that. Sorry, Nick, but no, not for me. Ace is saying Carabao Cup first round draw out today. Let us know what they are.
Okay.
Please, Aces. Rob Company there. Rob saying, good evening, Gaffer and Budge. Good evening, sir. I hope you're well, mate. It's always a pleasure. Rob, hopefully July time with old Terry, we'll get to meet up in London. Be good to see you, mate. Been a while. Leslie saying hello to each other. Michael saying the food colour comes from ants and cockroaches. Yes, the red colour. So you know the microwave pre-packed meals? Like the Indian one, you know, like the red colouring?
Yeah.
If you look at the ingredients, there's an ingredient there called cochineal.
Yeah.
And that's crushed beetle.
Oh.
Peter, insects have a horrible aftertaste. Yes, I've heard about this as well.
Mind you, apparently, when you drink a energy drink, that taurine is an enzyme from bull sperm.
Yep, that's right.
So any of you fellas that drink Red Bull and all that and say you don't, you fucking do.
Oh man. Same as I don't burn my toast much, yeah, because obviously with this, Josh, about black sausages and getting cancer from eating too much carbon. So that's the carcinogenics inside the meat. After you cook it too much, yes.
Yeah.
True, humans are carbon-based life forms. We are indeed. Well, some of us are anyway. Seen some others that are not. Harry saying Brady looks absolutely filthy. Sean, good evening, Fresh. I'm sure I've just heard someone fart. Yeah, with Nick's there, obviously. Peter.
Have you rolled me a cigarette, Jack? Could you please?
Peter says Villa supposedly have PSR problems as well now. Wow. Mind you, they did buy some big players, didn't they?
Yeah, they bought in quite a lot of people, didn't they?
Nick says, Fresh, I think you came from Tony's mic. Usually saying Soylent Green is only around the corner, I believe. Wow. Not good. Not good. Fresh apologies, Frog saying for it. Words and Pictures saying, Drambuie, anyone? 100% Words and Pictures. Please pour one as well. Troy said, logo is better than I expected. Yeah, at least it's got, a bit more decent when you look at that. Eros says everything is about money. No one in the hierarchy gives about winning trophies. Absolutely, it's all about the pound and pence.
Yeah,
still awful though. Yeah, but for one season, what's the point? I really don't see it. Copyright Nick that last comment. Sean Mers, Leslie Hay, Brendan saying got a ball sports in the village. There's it. And he's also saying evening all. Excuse me, bookies like Penny Power. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you. Where's Fresh there? Trust is the like a pikey version of JD Sports. Fresh says ball sports have been around for yonks.
I've never heard of them, mate.
Same here, I've never heard of him. Mrs. Dahl, how are you saying? Nick says ball sports are rated 2.7 on Trustpilot. A serious amount of people saying they've been scammed by them. That sums it up then, Budge. That definitely sums it up. Wow.
Yeah, that's it, mate. XL Holidays, here we come.
Ian says new sponsor for just a year, probably so they can change all the shirts after a year and sell more knowing this lot. I mean, Budge, on Old School Hammers last night, you bunged up that so-called pajama top.
It's disgraceful.
There's a few people panning it out, and when you look at it, it's amazing what they can knock up on the quick. And
and the thing is, you would think that they would do their due diligence. They want to convince people that that's going to be the next kit. They should have at least put Boyle Sports on the front. They should have put QuickBooks on the sleeve instead of JD Sports. It should have been a New Balance or an Umbro shirt. No, New Balance, I think it is.
New Balance, yeah.
No, we've got Umbro until next season. So, an Umbro shirt would have been. What have they put it in as? I'm pretty sure it was Adidas, wasn't it?
No, it had the Umbro logo on it. But
it did have the Umbro logo.
Yeah, it had the Umbro logo, but I can't see it like that.
But I mean, the thing is, we ain't going to wear a kit that looks like that, are we?
Only if you're going to bed. That's about it, mate. Only if you're going to go to bed. So I'm going to show this one, and we're going to come back to a couple more slides, and then, of course, what we're going to do after I just talk about this one, we'll then do the Green Street Elite. So, as I put here, the rumour mill is in full effect. Yet again, we're linked with the world and his wife at this stage.
Oh, God, ain't we?
Wife, I mean, obviously, the Harvey Elliott one, that's the recent one. It might have a bit of meat on the bones. Not too sure. I mean, what's your take on it, basically?
Well, look, I'm hoping there's meat on that bone. I certainly am hoping so, because of all the players that we seem to have been linked with recently, thank you, son, he is the most likely player to give us a decent return for what we pay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bear with me for 1 second. I know you can still hear me. Just
No,
grabbing
mate.
this actually. Yeah, I think he's the most likely one to give us a return on our money, whether it be for a fee, a transfer fee or whatever later down the line, or value for money on the pitch. I think he's pretty much got it nailed on.
Yeah. Going back to your comment there, Frog saying, I think we've still got troops in Cyprus, I believe. I think we do have still. I think there's still a base there. But if anything like that's coming out, mate, that'd be bloody Jesus Christ, man.
Oh yeah, mate. If you attack America, you're attacking us, basically.
Jesus.
As far as the military is concerned.
Nick says, we're going to have a company known for scamming on their shirts. There's generally a very large amount of people saying how they've been scammed by Ball Sports. Wow, that's not good, is it? Go on. Usually said Ball Sports are bookmakers. Thank you very much for letting us all know, the people in the chat. Really appreciate the comment. Spot on usual. Yeah, I don't know why my last comment double posted in that. You're just making sure that we do about it. That's what it was.
I wouldn't mind betting he's posted it off of a iPhone.
Okay. Nick
iPhones have got a habit of doing that.
Nick says here, I've dropped from 11th to 25th since the stream started. That's interesting. Mama saying, please hit the like if you haven't already. Thank you very much for that. Frog saying, 6 more subs until 1K. Yes, indeed, Frog. Thank you very much. It's not that far off. And again, really appreciate you people being with me throughout all this journey, and wouldn't be where we are without you.
Is there any significant change to like the back room once you hit 1K?
The only thing that happens with that is you can then, if you wanted to, start putting up adverts. That's it, So you got, obviously, when you get over the 500, you've got the super chats, you've got the super stickers, you've got if you wanted to, you can do your little merch shop, if you want to do that kind of thing, start selling crap. And then say once you go over the 1,000 mark, you then become an affiliate of YouTube, and then you can
start you're monetized.
We monetized over at 500 anyway.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. It's just the fact that with the 1,000, because they realised people couldn't get that target during COVID, so that's why they reduced it. But now you go over 1,000, and you can start putting adverts on things like this, and obviously short videos as well.
Nice.
I mean, this one here as well, Budge. I mean, again, the claiming that we have to sell before we can buy, yet currently we're 17th in the rich list. So why do they think that we're that stupid?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, to be fair, Tone, I know a few people quite well that have got large amounts of money available to them. All right, they're not football club owners, but they're tight-fisted bastards. A lot of them, that's how they keep their money. That's how their money builds by not spending it.
You're not rich for no reason, are you? When you think about it,
No.
That's the one. Cochineal. That's it.
Yeah, Cochineal. Yeah.
It's EU120.
Right.
Phil said nothing on Sky News so far. Red Bull Seaman, Jesus. Ian saying, just read that we signed Pyatt 10 years ago today. What a player! But where on earth has all that time gone? Yes, indeed. Yeah, good shout, Ian. Pyatt 10 years ago.
It would have been nice if I'd have had a video prepared for Pyatt today, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But hey, we are where we are. That's enough.
We are where we are.
10 years ago.
Yes.
Chili deal with chili sauce. He's saying, you're saying Sullivan reminds me of a cockroach.
Yeah.
Phil says, other than the base they told Americans they were bombing, a few days ago we could have evacuated a retaliation to trying to destroy a nuke capability. And the thing is now as well with that film, I mean, obviously they're saying that as much as Trump was saying that they've destroyed these bases, Iran's come out today and said, no, you missed all the targets. You didn't get us at all. Didn't get us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just mad, isn't it? Absolutely madness. It's me, Everest. Big up everyone, and big up to yourself, Everest. I feel a bit anxious about your movements, lads. You need to improve a lot this season. Momentum isn't looking so well. Yes, it's not good at all for us at the moment.
Absolutely.
The rumour mill. Make these ladies drink you. Terence saying, Budgie, ball sperm, that's a load of bollocks. Harry's saying, Budge, sis, can you loan me a bong? Trosh said, notice that ITV got Eni Aluku back in punditry for Euro 2025. Not good. Trosh,
haven't switched on ITV or BBC in probably 6 years or 7 years.
Wow. She's in a debt with abuse then. Trosh fits the best. Michael saying it's one season as it's a gambling firm, so 26-27 not allowed. Wow. And he says, I don't drink any drinks and cut down on salt, so fingers crossed I'm okay. That's why you get bloody injured all the time, mate. Words and Picture says, forget cochineal, natural flavour vanilla, Beavers is a goo secret out of Beavers' buttholes. Wow.
Oh, God. Really?
If you knew it was in food these days and that, you know, you wouldn't eat it. She's fucking awful, isn't she? Nick says, I like Red Bull and Monster. Monster mixed with Guinness is nice too. I've heard this as well, Nick. Interesting.
Really?
It gives you horns, Harry's saying. That's what I said as well. Usual saying, Guinness with a drop of port added, you won't regret it.
No, you won't. That's absolutely spot on, usual. And I'll tell you, there's nothing better either than I don't. If you like Stilton, it's for you. If you don't, forget it. But get a Stilton, like a round chunk of Stilton, you know, and you scoop out the middle of it and make basically a well. You fill that up with port, and then you run the biscuits through the cheese and into the port, and you get pissed so quickly. It's great. It's really good.
Oh, that's superb, man.
Yeah.
If you've got a bad throat, port and brandy, that'll do your throat wonders. That's good for you. Port and brandy.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stop it with there from usual and that. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to just take his comment off for the moment. Stop the screen for the moment. And of course, as usual, people, it's that time of the show where we like to kind of go about the Green Street Elix. And of course, it's one of those guys that literally, I mean, we're talking about missiles and this and the other. This bloke could exert missile when it comes to penalties. And it's this great man himself. You weren't stopping that penalty, mate. That's for sure. That was a massive penalty.
Yeah. Love Tonga. Love him. I've got one like continuous memory of Ray Stewart was I think we were playing, I'm pretty sure it was West Brom, and I was behind the goal, and it was the beginning of the match. Before the match, you know, the players were out warming up, and I was standing behind the goal with my mate, chatting to a couple of other guys, got me back to the goal. You know, the players are, you know, blah, blah, blah. And Ray Stewart hit this ball, and it pinged off the bar, went up in the air. I didn't see any of this. I'm standing with my back to it. People told me. It hit the bar, it pinged up in the air, and as it came down, it hit my mate on the shoulder and then bounced across and hit me in the face. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Next thing I know, Ray Stewart's over the advertising hoarding with his hand on both our shoulders going, "You all right, boys?" We're like, yeah, we're good, thanks, Tonks. He's like, "Oh, good. Don't want to hurt no one before the game kicks off." You know what I mean? We're like, "No, save that for them lot." And he's like, "Yeah, you know."
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, in his Scottish accent, he was brilliant, though. Really good guy. And as I say, you know, he was the sort of guy that would, you know, jump over the advertising audience to, you know, apologise for something that he'd done like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not many players. I mean, a lot of players will acknowledge it. They'll put their hand up and whatever, you know, and they'll apologise sort of verbally to the audience or to the member. But you know, Ray Stewart, no, he went overboard, over and above. You know what I mean? What you would expect, and such a nice guy, magnanimous to the last. You know, really, really decent guy, properly humble as well. You know.
Yeah, great. I mean, I liked when I saw, you know, when he played in that. Obviously, I mean, what was it, late 80s, early 90s, before he kind of retired. And if it weren't Dixie was there, then of course Tonka, you know, was taking the pins. Bloody hell, man! All he needed was a couple of step ups and that the power behind that shot. Jesus, man! You just expect the keeper go like that. Power, I know. Mind yes, I suppose
it weren't like he had, like, you know, a full stretch backlift or anything either, was it? You know what I mean?
His legs. You have to look at the legs. That's power in there.
Oh, mate, God, they were like fucking rhino's legs. Honestly, big country boy.
A lot of people saying they're not seeing anything on the TV yet regarding this thing and that. So,
right, okay.
Too far away in the EU. Loads of bases closer to Iran. Stinks, I think. Yeah, it could be just a rumour thing. Could be a rumour thing. JB, good evening to yourself as well. I hope you're keeping well.
Good evening, JB.
We're all saying hello to each other, and he's also saying, "Gents, good evening." We'll remember that one after tip on the year. Yes. Troger's saying, "I'd not to believe the warmongers as it is. Now they've got AI generated images."
Oh, yeah.
All catching on the social media bandwagon, as they say.
Yeah.
Yes, Troger. Still remember the weapons of mass destruction buzzword. They repeat it over and over again. Yeah, it was the thing that kind of was definitely in your
that's what gave them the right to go into Iraq and all of that, wasn't it?
That was their excuse, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Peter saying, "Isn't Cochineal a strike we're after?"
Come up with any strange word, and it'll be one of our targets.
Man, that woman is just awful. Mum was saying there. Jason Carter, good afternoon to yourself as well.
Good evening, Jason.
Just showing some love to the channel and salute to you, as well, Jason. I mean, Jason is in the US Army as well. Massive respect for this man. Yeah, massive respect for this man.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
He comes in Jez's channel quite often and stuff like that, but one decent guy. But he did say he got sent out on a shout. He was out there. He came back to the US.
Yeah.
And he went to the beach. I think he's wearing his Arsenal shirt. And he had a couple of kids, and straight away they took the mickey out of him. They took their eyes out of him because obviously what was going on with Arsenal. And it's like, you know, yeah, he said he couldn't believe it. Of all places, he turns up on the beach, and the first thing's happening is they give him pelters.
Mate, I admire the fact that he's serving his country.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's not our country, it's the United States, but I tip my hat to anyone that serves their country in the military forces.
I totally agree on that, mate. Totally agree on that. Nick says, "Never get an Apple product, Budgie. Closed source, and they're intentionally slowed down their devices. Their tactics to get people to buy new devices. That's a fact too. They got fined for it. Obviously, the phones, that is.
Absolutely. That's why we're on iPhone. What's the latest iPhone, Jack? 18? 16. Yeah. iPhone 16 now.
Yeah.
Seems like yesterday I had an iPhone 4. All right, it was about 10. It was about 10 years ago, but
Still was a dog
or
night
maybe
back
more.
then. Was a dog's
Yeah,
night.
but yeah.
Peter's saying we'll hit the road ground literally at the start of the season, and we're struggling to recover from that. Yes, no right to repair them as well. Thanks afternoon to Mama Flossie. Peter's saying, what is that coffee? That is a shout out of some animal. Oh, that's the
Oh yeah, it's
the Egyptian
What is
coffee.
it?
I think it's the Egyptian coffee. And is it the camel
Is it
or something?
Egyptian?
Or goat or a camel or alpaca?
No,
Is it
it's
alpaca?
it's something like that, isn't it? Some animal eats the coffee beans, can't digest them, shits them out, and then people basically wash them off, grind them up, and drink them.
There you go. Civic coffee.
What?
That's one. Thank you, George.
I mean, what goes through people's minds to go, I'm going to rifle through this animal's shit, pull out all the coffee beans, and make myself a drop of coffee?
You
Who
just
does that?
You just said what goes through people's minds. Well, coffee beans go through this animal's backside kind of thing, then you make coffee from it. You know? Man. Usual says my brother was in the sugar business. He told me never to eat or drink.
Never to drink.
Yes, I've heard about Sunny Delight. I remember when Sunny Delight came out, we all was hooked onto that stuff, and of course it came out on some of the ingredients there, and it's so long ago I can't remember. But I remember it was a case of literally you never touch the stuff again if you when you found it was in it. It weren't good.
Yeah.
Trosh, cat shit coffee sounds delicious. Cat shit coffee. Trosh thinks it's a bird. He thinks as well.
I thought it was some kind of primate, if I'm honest.
Trying to remember what it is now. It would be foul if it was dog feces, he's saying. Dear me, no. It's a mammal, he's saying, yeah. And this is also about the phone still, heavily anti-consumer. It's all about the money. And it says 1979, that was a great year, that was. Of course, Anthony. For you, it definitely is, mate. Yeah.
Was that the year he was born, bless him?
Yes, absolutely.
Bless him.
Okay, you're right. I mean, the Civic Coffee, yeah.
I was only 17.
There you go. Look, Nick's got it. It's a Civic Cat. It's native to Indonesia. There you go. Fresh is saying the same thing. Best penalty taker we ever had, bar none. Totally agree on that.
Sean, I would be in the thing if you were to say one of the top 3 penalty takers of all time at West Ham, because obviously you got to consider Julian Dix and you got to consider Mark Noble. I mean, that man missed, what was it, 4 out of 70 odd penalties he took?
Yeah, good shout.
Something ridiculous like that. And one of them was very public, wasn't it, when he was brought on just to take it against United, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think it was the last one.
And I mean, David Moyes threw him to the Lions that day.
Yeah, I think it was all discussed at that point when that happened. I know I was, that's for sure.
413,000 it was, Colin.
Can you imagine that money then? And man.
Yeah. 400, I don't know where the 13 came from, but it was 413 according to the sources that I read up on.
Possibly add-ons at that stage. Possibly add-ons.
Could be.
Nick says they feed the Civic Cat coffee beans and it shits the beans out. Then they process it, they roast it, and people drink it. It's the most expensive coffee in the world.
That's right. It is. It is very expensive.
Michael said the original Super Jock, didn't he break one keeper's wrist from a pen? I think he did, actually. I'm trying to think who it was there.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Yeah, he was one of them players that you just didn't want to be in front of when he was through the ball.
Frog says feeding cats sweet corn and using what passes through would be cheaper than coffee beans. Self-flagellation. Nick saying it's actually supposed to have a really nice and sweet taste for a coffee. As disgusting as drinking a cat shit coffee sounds, I try it. Michael says you won't be able to hit the supporters in the London Stadium so far away.
I know, yeah. By the time it hits us, it would be like a balloon coming down on top of it, wouldn't it?
Trosh says cat shit coffee easier to eat than insects. 100% there. And Trosh says all the chitinous bits sticking in the throat. Ugh. Yes. Sounds like a song. Cat shit coffee. John Peel single of the week. Yeah. Frog says he really touches coffee. Tea and water, no fizzy shit mainly. Right, boring git. Well, look at Clarkson in his pub he's bought. No coffee, no Coca-Cola in it whatsoever. Yeah,
None at all.
Yeah, none at all.
No Coke.
It's all British stuff, basically. Everything is British, bar
Right.
some bits and pieces.
Lemonades and stuff like that.
No, most of the food ingredients, everything that goes into that pub is virtually British. All British sourced.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I saw a report. Somebody said they had to wait, what was it, 4 months for a table?
Yep.
And when they got there, the prices were so extortionate, it basically ruined them for the month going in there to eat. And the food weren't great. That's, I mean.
Yeah, because I think if you had their Bilberry salmon, that's £11.50. That's a starter. Then you'd have like sausage and mash for about £21. I think there's a Sunday roast. I think there's a 2 or 3 meat one. There's around about £28.
21 quid for sausage and mash.
Yep.
My mum would have fed the whole street with sausage and mash for 21 quid.
Yep. And a dessert is roughly around about £10.50.
Disgusting. Mind you, though, that's about average, I think. 10.5 quid for a dessert.
Yeah. And then he's got his own range of beers, isn't he? So I think the dearest one is about £7 a pint, and the others work out about £6.50. His cider he does Hawkstone cider. That's not bad. That cider he does.
Mm-hmm.
Nick saying the Civic coffee is supposed to be good for you. It's basically ferments in the cat's stomach. That's when they collect it. They process it, clean it, roast it, and it has a lot of good properties. It's usually saying sung by the Stray Cats. Cat Stevens cover. Like eating mould, Trosh says, I guess. Pussy coffee, sign me up.
How would you lunatic?
Trosh says a bit of an acquired taste. The full,
I would imagine so.
The small feces.
The small feces.
Itchy poo park. Dear me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, who's the first person to discover it? What a shame.
Well, that's what I want to know. Who rifles through an animal shit to make a cup of coffee?
Man, you know what I mean? Going back to Jay, just going to throw this one here. Look, Jason Carter, big up Tony, Special Forces. Right. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Jason. Mate, I've got massive respect for you. Absolutely.
Mate, Special Forces, even more so.
Yeah.
Even more so. You boys put yourselves out there, like, with very little support. They go into places nobody wants to go into. They spend weeks and months and that underground, undercover, and and they do their job, and unfortunately a lot of them don't return, and that's really sad, really unfortunate. But the guys that are out there supporting them, from their own units and stuff, you can't fault them boys.
No, absolutely.
They never leave a man like in the field or anything like that. It's just
exactly.
Fantastic stuff.
That's why I say massive respect for him. Terence says, Tony Stewart out of frustration kicked the ball into the crowd in the game against Chelsea, hitting a young Chelsea supporter. End of the game, he got the Chelsea captain shirt and gave it to him. See, what a legend. That's what he's all about.
Yeah.
Nick says the Civic cat shit doesn't look like shit. It looks like a load of beans. They're a little sticky and have been stuck together. The first person around it probably didn't know it was shit at first. Oh, fucking hell, man. Steve Marriott is one of the most underrated British blues singers. Really gets a mention. Yeah, look, Trosh there as well. Yes, brilliant. Soul singer, I should say. Yes, good. Stuart, Year of the Cat shit. Nick says, I watched documentaries on Civic Cat Coffee, Kopi Luwak. It was really interesting. Sounds it, Nick. I mean, the fact that you've got all the language, you know all the stuff there. George, get your own Civic, license to print money, Nick. There you go. Harry saying Gazunti. Bowling says, we can see how much is going on in the West Ham world. A brief filling of Ray Stewart has been sandwiched by cat shit coffee. That's the West Ham way, Jeff. They say, That
mate.
is the West
And
Ham way.
that basically the way our Green Street Elite thing has gone over the weeks. You know, I mean, we're on week 20 of this now,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it's week 20, something like that.
Mhm.
And you know, that's what we do. We chat about them. We chat about other stuff. We come back to them. You know, it just gives us added stuff to talk about, especially at times like now
Yeah.
when we ain't got anything we can really like acknowledge.
Exactly.
We've got
Yeah.
nothing to bring you, you know, in the way of West Ham news or reviews.
Yeah. Not at the moment. That's for sure.
Yeah, mate.
Sean saying Ray Stewart was signed just a couple of months before or after Phil Parks, both world club record fees at the time. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I remember. You know, if you think of Tonka, you feel Phil Parks. That's
Yeah.
why I see it in my head anyway.
And if you've seen the Robert Banks videos on Phil Parks, the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, and I think Ray Stewart. No, it wasn't Ray Stewart. Who was the teenager that we had? The young. Who was the most expensive teenager in the world when we got him? Who was that?
I can picture
Oh
him.
my God.
I can't,
Yeah.
remember, I can't remember the name, but I picture him. Yeah.
Oh God, the names just escaped me completely. But anyway, yeah, those videos. But when they mention Phil Parks, when he mentions Phil Parks, there's reference to Ray Stewart as well, being that they came into the club at around the same time, and they spent roughly about the same amount of time playing in the first team together as well. You know.
Mm.
But yeah, Ray Stewart was one of them players that I don't think anybody from our generations would forget. You know, he was one of them names that every week you would hear him on the score sheet, or you
Yeah.
know.
That's true. That is true. Andy's got a question for you, mate. He says Kieran said he can have his DVD back of Bonnie Blue. You know the one. Yeah, that one. He's going.
Bonnie Blue.
Did you get one sausage too? Yeah. Harry's saying 101 quick recipes with Bonnie Blue. Colin's saying, do you remember, guys, the striker we got from Charlton?
We've had a couple of strikers from there.
Well, I mean, obviously, I remember Carlton Cole being loaned out to Charlton. I remember that.
Yeah.
And the one striker they had there, and he was he was basically overeducated as a youngster, and he became shit overnight. And that was Cole Leaburn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And of course,
there's
Paolo
always
Di Canio ended up there after he came to us.
Mm.
But I don't remember who it was we got from there.
No, you have to let us know who it is, Colin. That's for sure. Folks saying that 70s chicory coffee actually tastes a lot of shit. Camp coffee. That's the one.
Camp coffee. Oh,
Camp coffee.
Oh, it was horrible. My mum and dad never drank coffee when we were kids. There wasn't really the coffee available that there is now. The freeze-dried stuff, you know, very rarely would you see it during the 60s and early 70s. And my mum and dad, they used to have this camp coffee. And one day I asked my mum for a cup of coffee. I remember it vividly. I took one mouthful of it and I never ever drank coffee again for probably 5 years. Never asked for a coffee again after that.
Emotionally
Until
scarred.
I moved
basically.
out. Oh, God, it was
emotionally
horrible.
scarred. Nick's got a question. If Anthony rode a tractor, would that tractor be losing its virginity? Depends which one it is, mate. That's for sure. Let me just come back onto the slides because there's a couple of ones I want to talk about on the thing itself. And it is this one. So I didn't put his picture up on there.
Deal or no deal? Ooh.
Mohamed Kudus. Deal or no deal? So when you think about, and again, it's the pass the parcel, but this time it's kudos as a player being passed around. Who's going to be going for him? So he's now changed his agent, and he's gone with this sports management company. They're supposed to be quite renowned, and it's a company called Roof. I think Virgil van Dijk and a few others are signed up to these things.
Right.
So is it him trying to elevate his position with this company so he can get a move going on? As we know, Arsenal, we've had Chelsea with the links with the players. You've had Liverpool, could be a possibility. Spurs as well. Newcastle apparently were interested, but it sounds like they're kind of walking away. They don't know how to entertain the thing now. But as of the 1st of July, this is when that...
There's been some Saudi interest as well, of course.
Yeah, so that's got it down the bottom there. But he turned it down. He didn't want to have that. He wants to play at least Champions League football, Europa League football. He wants to kind of see that side of things.
So in Europe, yeah, of course.
The main thing here, 1st of July is that 10-day window where it triggers his release clause. But £85 million, as he kind of helped himself by how he played last season. For me, definitely not.
Completely not. Yeah, I mean, if anything, he's probably put people off, Can we add Defoe to the mix? In what respect?
Coaching, I've heard about this. Unless I'm jumping ahead here, but I know there's talks of maybe if we want kind of coaches to help the team out, kind of thing. Someone like Defoe. I mean,
yeah. I mean, look, we spoke about this last night. You probably remember, but I said that I felt that if that position is vacant, that Potter would be. Yeah, he put himself in a much better position with us lot as fans of the club if he was to bring in somebody that had already played or coached at the club, like Alan Irvine or your Kevin Nolans of the world, or I said about Noble stepping up to that position as an assistant. I mean, at least then that way he would learn the trade better, and then hopefully could basically take over when Potter does go. I just think that the training ground would be a lot happier and a lot more West Ham like if there was a West Ham educated coach there.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree on that one. I mean, I've said it for a while now. I think we missed a trick with Fabianski because that would have been the ideal goalkeeping coach. Knows the club, knows the background.
He's going to Charlton, isn't
he? Yeah, and he wants to play football still. That's fair enough. But I think I do believe we missed a trick there. And you know what? Defoe knows it. Noble knows it. They're the players who want to kind of get in that's going to do something on the coaching level. Markle's saying that City beat Juve 3-1 in the end in the Club World Cup.
Yeah. We've also got to think about, Stuart Pearce would be another decent shout. He did it once before with Moyes, and let's be fair, pretty, successful, period of our time. Well, he was there when we got, our first 6th spot, Europa League spot. So why not? Why not somebody like him?
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Sean saying it was an Ipswich away game when Derek Howe scored both in a 2-0 win, about 70-80 thinks. That was a good game. That was a good game.
Yeah.
And they're big up to each other as always. What do you think? Nick's asking him. Peter saying Zatona coffee. Is that another one? Remember that one?
That might be the same stuff. They ain't going to label it cat shit coffee, are they? Son of my father. I remember that song.
God, blimey. Chicory tips on me, father. Look at that. Good evening, Ricky, mate. I hope you will. Almost every Premier League club have employed a set-piece coach as an important part of the coaching team. Do the others have one? If so, do you know who it is? I don't think we have.
I know we did have one. We did have one in Kevin Nolan. He was the one that did all the set-piece coaching.
Mm.
I've seen videos of him doing it a number of times. But now I couldn't tell you. Probably not, because it actually means giving them a better wage if they specialise. So probably not.
Try and find the information out. Maybe we can put
Yeah,
it on next
have a
week's
look in
show.
the coaching
Yeah.
staff on the website or whatever.
Yeah, have a look and see if we can find the information on that, because I'd be interested to know ourselves what the coaching team has actually
Yeah.
got. Peter saying Catatonia coffee. It's now 4-1 now to City.
Oh, blimey. Tom, I'm just going to mute yourself for a second. I'm going to quickly use the bathroom, mate.
No, mate, I'm going to catch up on the chat, and there's one
cool.
slide to go through, which I think is going to be the most relevant one. Frog says, answer, the coffee guy realised the general public will really buy any old shit, literally. Man, this is true. Josh says, humour and cat shit coffee is one of the final stages of grief. Nick's saying, isn't there a medical condition that causes people to eat shit? That's called a fetish, I'd say, more than anything else. Rob saying Tonk was the best penalty taker we've had, closely followed by Julian. I know a certain keeper as well, Robbie. He was decent at penalties as well. Absolutely world class when he came to penalties. Even told the keepers which way it was going twice. Good evening, Harry. You're saying that, Shroj. You're saying Turkish coffee, the one served up in the very small cups. Yeah, thick as mud. Greek coffee, that's the worst one. Half the cup is made up of the powder. Frog says, Nick, is it the same one that makes people talk about it? Freshly, Ray Stewart was the most expensive teenager in the world when we signed him. Wow. Got a player, though. Anyway, I'm actually serious. It's a medical thing. Something will have. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Trosh, him and Phil Parks records, we won't ever get that again. Yeah, it's such a shame. I think it's called Pika. Terence says, Budgie. I know he wasn't a player, but have you ever thought about doing a special about John Lyle, a great true West Ham manager? Yep, career cut short. And that's where he
perfectly fair with you, Terence. We haven't spoken about that, no. But now that you mention it, it's a damn good idea, and I'm actually surprised that we haven't spoken about it before. And when it comes to Green Street elites, the true legends of Green Street, he has to be in there, doesn't he? Surely,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
In fact, we might even consider doing the occasional manager, throwing him in. There's 3 or 4 that we can go to, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
I mean, him, Greenwood, come to mind straight away. That's for sure.
I think Slaven Village is another one we could talk about and all.
Big Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. Big Sam.
Defoe came from Charlton. Yes, he did indeed. He came from Charlton first. You know, he was a Charlton kid before he came to us.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Another one, yeah.
And yet we take all the credit for him.
Yeah, this is true.
As a club.
For saying to Nick, coprophagia, apparently. Yeah, not for me, that's for sure.
Oh, is that? While I was in the bathroom, I could hear you speaking about a medical condition which makes people eat shit.
Yes, apparently so, yeah.
Right, okay. I've heard of this, and apparently it's an enzyme that helps to settle the acid glands in your stomach or something.
Blimey.
Something to do with that. I've heard of it. I mean, I've never done it. You know?
Each to their own, bud. Each to their own.
Walking into the public toilet with a spoon in your hand is a bit soft, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't flush, mate. Don't flush.
Yeah, don't bother flushing, mate. I'll clear that one up for you. Fucking hell. What is the matter with us, lot? Cat shit, coffee, eating poo. Oh, God.
I thought this was a football.
Yeah, it was supposed to be about football.
No one do any alien race never come and visit us, mate. That's for sure. Usually says it's not where you land at a coffee table. You say, "Oh, blimey, all right." And Billy Bonds as well. Yes, Jeff, it was. Yeah, Camp Coffee was the liquid one. It was that.
It
Liquid
was
one,
indeed. Fucking
Yeah.
disgusting.
Bloody hell. Eating shit there again. Talking about it. Peter saying, something saying, if Brown will come to us, he'd want 15 million signing on fee. What? Yeah, he ain't going to hold us to ransom. Look at that,
Which
bud.
one?
15 Brownhill, 15 million.
Yeah,
Signing
I
on
see
fee.
that.
No. Explains why we didn't finalise, Peter. Yeah, absolutely. Newcastle don't want Kudos now. Exactly, Matt. Yes, they don't want him now.
I do.
Reefy. Yeah. Yes, Nick. Trusted the Canadian striker wanted 15 million for his agent, Jonathan Davids. Must be the the ongoing fee, 15 million. Wish I saw Brady's face. I'll show you back again in a minute, Josh. Michael saying Kudos is calling Sullivan's bluff. He wants to stay in London and Premier League football. Yeah, I think that's what he wants. So he only puts down Chelsea and Arsenal in that respect.
What you're saying? I'm live.
Frog
Sorry,
says, no, that's right. Frog says, no, not Camp. It was all sorts during all strikes. Camp is shit as well, though. Ian saying, looks like City may be back to their best next season. I mean, them 5 players he's bought, Ian, I'm not surprised.
Mate, listen, I have done some business this season. This post-season.
You're just saying Larry Grayson loved Camp Coffee. Yes, that's the one. Shut that door.
Shut that door.
Search key pulling the strings already. See, there you go. Trustee's got Joe Cole and Defoe in as coaches. Yeah, that's the one, Trush. That's the thing I've been hearing us back. Yeah, look, Michael said City are back. Arsenal going to be third best next season. 5-1 there versus Juve. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Back to business. Usually his brother up New Zealand kiwi fruit. I think we should bring. Oh no, Nick, Jesus, we should bring Roberto in as a goalkeeping coach.
We shouldn't even be bringing him in as a bloody goalkeeper, let alone a goalkeeper.
True.
We shouldn't have him anywhere near this club.
Not anymore, that's for sure.
No.
Yes, Josh, I agree on that as well. There was a reason why he left. He was, there was a good relationship, and then before you know it, Stuart Pearce left, and he's obviously now on TalkSport. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was something went on behind the scenes, which I don't think there's
same happened with Alan Irvine as well, though. I mean, look at when Moyes was ill over that COVID period. Irvine came in. I think he was in charge for 3 games and won all 3. Or drew 1 and won 2. I can't remember, but I know it was 3 great results. And then a few weeks, maybe a few months after that, he'd gone. You know?
Man, yeah. And
I was gutted when he went.
Yeah, so not bad coaches either. They say Roberto, Pogatetz and Roger Johnson, which could cope with Thibaut and Potter. Why would Pearce want to work under Sullivan? No one would, I think, at this point.
I think that's possibly the reason why he went.
Robert's adding, can we please get Big Ginge as a coach? He literally put his body on the line for us week in, week out.
Absolutely, Rob. And, I don't know if you've seen that little interview segment that the club have released over the last few days with him, talking about some of the best players he played with and against and so on and so forth. And they said, do you have any ambitions to coach at West Ham? And he said, not at this moment in time, not ready for that right now, but who knows what could happen in the near future. And he used the word near, I think, as well. So, yeah, in the near future. So you never know. Ginge might turn up as a coach at the club. You never know.
Usual and Trush saying about Irving, because he left near enough the same time as when Pearce went. So, roughly, there's a few months in between. I'm not sure if it was 6, but a few months in between. Which
is a shout for you, Tone.
Yes, mate.
As an assistant for Potter. Gianfranco Zola. I know he's been out of the game for a little while, but you don't lose what you are when you're like that.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
you know, when he was with us before, the only reason he got ousted was because Sullivan and Brady came in gold. And they didn't want any of the remnants of the old regime. So they cleared out, didn't they?
Clear the deck.
Completely cleared out
Clear the decks, mate, didn't they? Yeah,
and
completely
brought
clear the decks.
all new coaching staff in. I think the only person to survive all of that was Tony Carr and his group of coaches. I think they were the only ones that survived that, Carl, if I'm honest.
I mean,
You know?
Tony Carr's done amazing job there. There was a point that he didn't, though. I mean, cool. I mean, when I was there, he had jet black hair, and then about 2 months later, it was perfect, actually
Right.
white. Yeah, absolutely stressed that to the hill. Nick said, "I'm a qualified coach. Can I apply? And also have 20 years of FCM experience. Why not, Nick? Why not? Give it a go, mate. Give it a go." Frog says, "I've got no faith in Jack happening under Potter or anyone else while the club is being run as it is. Hopefully wrong, but more chaos at Christmas is my bet." I agree in certain respects, Frog, because you can see it's one of those, it could easily go that way. It seems to be most clubs are holding back because of this Club World Cup and the other things going on. So I think July is going to be more where hopefully we're going to see something moving. Hopefully, but I'm not too sure.
Adam has just messaged me, Adam from Dad's Our Job, asking if I can send him the link. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, of course, man, of course.
Right, bear with me. I might go blank screen for a second, but I'll still be able to hear you. You'll be able to hear me.
No worries, mate, because I'm just going to throw this one up in there as well.
Right, okay.
This last slide. Peter's saying, breaking news. Ian Dale is their new striker coach. Who knows that score header, that's for sure. Remember that one. Nick says, "When anyone else watch 2 goals, 1 cup?"
Adam, it's sent, mate. It's on its way,
Ricky's saying, Andy Carroll's back looking for a club. He will be a great set-piece coach, but I think he's signing for Plymouth. Yeah, I think he got released, didn't he? So
yeah. Do you know what? To be fair, I would bring Andy Carroll in as a coach, and I would sign him as a member of the playing staff also, just in case. You know how sometimes you can just need that little extra something special, something that Mikel Antonio's got, something that Andy Carroll's got, something that Sebastian Haller's got. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need that little bit of special fairy dust to just, and I think Andy Carroll would be immense, 80th minute substitution, bring him on and then loft the ball up into the middle of the box for him.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, look, I trust that about Andy Carroll. Bloke who fucked his career due to bruising and getting injuries as a coach, yes. And he was a disaster signing for us. Yeah, I mean, it was...
I beg to differ on that point, because although, yes, we lost him to injury too much, we did. And in that, I suppose in that respect, he is a bit of a disaster signing. But when the man was on the pitch, there weren't a better striker for us at that time. He was fucking immense. Big boy, bullying the defenders, overhead kick. I mean, West Ham fans have voted that like the top goal of the noughties at West Ham.
Yeah, but
so.
I know obviously Kevin Nolan looked after him at one point because he went a bit all crazy, didn't he? Burnt his car to the ground, basically. Drugs, you name it. But on that note, Adam, good evening to yourself as well, mate.
Hi, chaps. How are we getting on?
All good.
Evening, Adam.
How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. What are you chatting about?
Well, anything but West Ham, because there ain't really a lot of West Ham to chat about, is there? To be fair, no, we were talking about potential.
Catch your coffee, Budge.
Catch your coffee. We've been talking about Camp Coffee, and also we've been talking about potential candidates to fill the assistant head coach position at West Ham, because apparently that's vacant.
Okay. I've got one for you. After just
Go
coming
on.
off, a live interview with Mark Phillips, we spoke about a certain ex-Hammer, ex-Arsenal player who's just been released from Norwich, and that would be Jack Wilshere. That would be my suggestion.
As assistant coach here.
Yeah, at West Ham, because he's a West Ham boy.
Yeah,
Mark has been banging the drum about that. He's a big West Ham fan, and he's taken the interest in terms of youth academy coaching. Stepped up to first team coaching at Norwich, and then took over a caretaker role at Norwich, and has just been released. So he is looking for another job. He does want to be a manager in time, but maybe him working under Potter could be a nice little bit of experience for him to start.
Yeah, exactly the kind of route that I suggested for Mark Noble.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, just shake his face red.
John Lard had 2 packs of fags at half time.
Two girls, 1 cup of coffee. That's right. Yeah, usual saying. Plenty of good pubs in Plymouth. You'll love the place of Zandy Carroll.
Yeah,
They're looking at making dry shit tablets now. Dry shit tablets from the people shit from Africa. Jesus Christ Almighty! What the hell's coming into here? Look. Bloody hell!
Nah.
Infertility? Nah, not for Pretty say anyone fancy a shit quarter pounder and chips? Bloody hell!
get that every time I go in McDonald's.
Oh man! Ricky's asking, what do you think of the so-called leaked new home shirt for next season? And do people
Oh,
think
come on, we've got to ask Gavin about that. I've seen his video for it. Adam. Come on.
Oh my God!
Enlighten us, sir.
It's a travesty, guys. It is honestly. If people thinking this is the leaked shirt, just have a word with yourself. Honestly, this is something. You're looking at look at the context of where this shirt is being displayed. They've got a Versace top in plastic wrapper in front of it. Do you think they'll send a Versace shirt next to a West Ham shirt for starters?
Only in Bangkok.
Only in Bangkok, but yeah, it's just it's imitation at its worst. Sadly, what it is, these kind of shirts that get done on the black market, they get inside info in terms of how kits are designed. So what Umbro are purposely doing now, I know this for a fact through inside source, is that they will distribute a really bad or an alternative design that will never get made, and then these kind of sweatshops would end up making these shirts and selling them thinking that they're going to get one over, but then in fact the actual kit has been top secret and then has been released prior to that. So that's why you see a lot of West Ham shirts that haven't been that's why you see a lot of West Ham shirts that haven't been released being sold now, because it's purposely leaked on that front. So it's just ridiculous. I mean, we'll find out soon enough what the kit's going to look like. We've had some indications of what the kind of format of it will be. Ex-West Ham employee seems to know a lot more than what I do, but going off what I've gathered and what I've been told is that it's a V-neck this year. It's like a crossover V-neck. I don't think there's light blue sleeves. I think it's an all claret top with light blue under the armpit.
Under the arms, yes, and down the panel on the side.
Yeah, and the Boyle Sports logo or sponsorship is in a 2-lined sponsorship rather than a 1-line.
Like
So
that.
if you look at Boyle Sports app on your phone, it will be that logo.
Right, okay.
So that's what you'll expect to see on the front of the shirt. I've done a few mocks on our channel if people want to have a look at it on our shorts, but
Didn't I put a few of them up a couple of weeks ago on old school hammers?
they were the New Balance ones
Oh,
I've done in terms
yeah,
of what we
that's
could
right,
expect
yeah.
based off previous. But
So it's different from that logo there, Adam.
yeah, that's it. So the sports is actually smaller, but underneath the O, it
Okay.
starts with the O and then goes across. So then that's.
Oh, I
what
see.
logo
Yeah, I
will
get
look
what you
like.
mean. Yeah. Like an
Yeah, so
overlapping kind of thing.
Yeah, so but basically what it does, it emphasises the brand further by it being bigger on the shirt rather than it being just one line of text. So But yeah, I've spoken to, you know, I had a contact at Umbro, and he's not with them anymore, but he was very, very knowledgeable, and he didn't give me any information until an hour before the kit release, but he kind of alluded to it. So yeah, he was good as gold, really. But it'll be very hard now to adjust to see what they get this season, but it's going to be reminiscent of Thames Ironworks inspiration, grassroots football, Hackney Marshes sort of thing. I think that's what's going with it.
I mean, I bought a top, an official West Ham top, probably 8-9 years ago now, maybe 7 years ago, and it was like literally just claret. It had the new badge on it. I think it was about 2016-17 it came out, and it was literally claret with the blue tunnel underneath here.
Yeah.
And somebody suggested that was the inspiration for the new ball sports kit.
Yeah.
But that was a kit that was never actually worn as a match day kit. I think it was more of a training top.
That's right.
The one I've got. But it's made of the same material as a shirt, you know, as one, like, you know, as an official shirt. It's the nylon-y kind of thing, you know, but and not a bad fit, actually, not a bad fitting shirt. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's like, you know, like that maybe they might be thinking outside the box by going, well, let's have some of the training kits now as the main kit. Kind of thing, you know?
They tend to go through that process anyway. I mean, they have like a template sort of structure. I mean, you look at the collar of that shirt that Paqueta is wearing now that you're displaying.
Yeah.
That collar is very similar to the 2018-2019 shirt, where it had the tone V on the front. So the collar's exactly the same. So they do recycle a lot of design elements to it. But if people want to,
well, there's only so far they can go, isn't there, really?
Yeah.
And they're hardly going to put great big fucking wing collars on anymore, are they, really, you know? Hughes, good evening.
Big up Views, and appreciate for early on today for what you did. Really appreciate that, my friend. Hope you're keeping well when he's down there. Smash the likes. Obviously, Adam saying about coming on, Mr. Views there. Good evening to Hammerman TV. Good to see you on here first time. I've seen the free agents global. Let's sign them. Sarabia, David, the Verge. Yes, big up to yourself as well, mate. Good to see you on here with your channels. What's the difference between shit and the current state of West Ham? It's exactly the same, Nick. We all know that. Crappuccino there. Michael saying in an interview, Irvin said he had to leave him and Moyes and mates, but had different views on how to play the game. Yeah, they left on, and fair play to him. He didn't want to kind of lose that kind of friendship with Moyes, and fair play.
Yeah.
The shit's more affluent there.
Same happened with Warburton, though, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Left because he didn't want to fall out with Moyes. So
no, exactly.
I want to pick up Nick Thornton's comments. I mean, can you just try and be a little bit positive, please? Is there some sense of positivity there? I mean, can we just try and see what we can do?
I'm sure there's something that's going to come out. I mean, like I said, I think it seems to be. And big up to Jez's Arsenal. Big up to you, mate. I hope you're keeping well, Jez, and obviously enjoying yourself out in France. Probably another hot one for you as well, mate. So make sure you keep it cool. But yeah, I think it seems to be 1st of July. Adam is the word.
Yeah.
Wait till 1st of July, and they will
seasonal
come.
accounts, isn't it? It's season's accounts. Like everyone's contracts ends end of June. Everyone's new contract starts, and then you go into a new financial year, and it's a reset. It's that's why you're seeing Aston Villa panic by trying to sell someone before the end of June to comply with the PSR.
And that is a great shout.
Thing is, though, are you going to see him leave Wales now?
No,
I don't think you will, but it is a great shout. Craig Bellamy is a guy I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah, see, Bellamy, he was Vincent Kompany's number 2 at Anderlecht.
Yes.
And then he followed him over to Burnley as well.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he's been, so Evans, he's reunited with Moyes at Everton, so it just says it all.
Irvine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have the same name on the cartoon first? Jez's Arsenal there. Frog saying, come on, 6 more subs for our shiny Bonst host, and it's 1K. Thank you, Frog. Appreciate that. Do appreciate
well
that.
Done, mate. 1K is a great achievement.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Thank you.
I'm 165.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, I mean, you know, what you three boys do in that, you know, you do some really great content. And when you think about it,
Absolutely.
you know, if you haven't already, people, come on, let's get the subs up for this guy, because the 3 of them and that, you know, they built that channel for a certain particular reason, and they do some great
Absolutely.
stuff.
I mean, don't worry, Adam. I've had my channel for like nearly 4 years now, and I ain't hit 300 yet, so don't worry. Don't worry.
Oh, I've got to
Mind you, I haven't really pushed my channel, so there is, you know, there is method behind that.
To be fair, we're trying not to. I mean, like we're family men first. We have a job second. Podcast in our spare time, so we're not trying to let's say make this a living. We've got our living. We're just doing this for a bit of fun. So
yeah,
that's exactly it, mate.
And that's the same thing for me. I mean, I've had this conversation many times with other people. It's one of those, you do enjoy it, and the people in the chat is part of that. We know there's certain ones that go out there for a purpose. They want to be bigger and this and the other, but then they forget about the people in the chat. Not me. I mean, it's about having that camaraderie, and when you're not feeling it, that's the time you know you're going to walk away.
Yeah,
it's simple as that.
Yeah.
And you know, when I first got into this YouTube with Malarkey, right, it was purely by chance. It's because I was literally spamming chat in West Ham Network, and Russ and Anton basically said, "Look, what we're going to do is we're going to stick the link in the chat, and we want Budgie to click on it because he's got so much to say, and not, you know, you can't get it all in one comment." So basically, I spent 10 minutes on screen with them guys, and I really enjoyed it. And Peach was in the chat at the time,
God rest
and God rest his soul, and he was always spamming the chat, so everybody's chat.
Yeah, Peach dog.
And and basically he saw my little appearance on the network, and then I went back into the chat after I'd been on the screen, and he said to me, "Budgie, you know, I'm going to do a live show when this finishes. Come into the chat, I need to talk to you." And basically he invited me on with him, gave me all of his login details, gave me the keys to the studio, and went, "Right, do what you want," basically. And, you know, although I spent most of my time on the screen with him or Kieran, you know, occasionally Wally World and, you know, Lawrence, he's going to kill me for forgetting. He's going to kill me for forgetting his surname. Watkins, that's the fella.
Lexington,
from Alabama.
Kentucky, yes. Lawrence,
yeah, no, he's in Kentucky now, and yeah, not Alabama. But yeah, you know, and you know, that's basically how I started. And then when I said to Pete, you know, I'm thinking about starting up my own channel, you know, he's like, yeah, whatever I can do to help you. He done me a couple of little videos and like, oh, I'll come on and help you and do this and that. He was brilliant about it. And then, you know, as I said, yeah, he was the one. What point I was getting to was he was the one that said to me, talking to the audience is the most important thing when you're doing this. Yeah, because A, it makes them feel better about watching your stuff. B, they feel like they're contributing to a lifetime of YouTube. Because let's face it, once you put it out there, it's out there for life. And 3, he said, they come back time and time and time again, and they bring people with them. You know, he said, so it does help to build up your audience. And I've always stuck by that. And, you know, I know sometimes when I'm in Old School Hammers, that chat goes so quickly you would not believe. Well, you've seen it, son. Yeah, I mean, you've been in there. You've got, both of you guys have been in there and seen it. And it just goes so quickly. Imagine what it's like for Gonzo and Gio. And for, like, Ryan and Nick and that on West Ham Football Fan TV. Yeah, them guys, their chat is literally like that all the time.
Yeah,
Mate, I could not cope.
Yeah,
But they tend to do it as much as they can.
I mean, there's an American channel I go on, and also them guys got it sussed down to a T. Because what happens there, you've got the people like us talking there, and in the background, they've got a guy that does all the chat. And
he throws up. Yeah.
When he comes to relevance, he'll pop his head in the channel and say, "You need to read this comment," and he pops back out again. Great, it's well organised. It is well organised. It is. That's it.
Yeah.
He does call himself Director John. You know. That. So you know.
Well, that sort of thing now that Charlie Walsh is now doing with Analytics United. He's one of the presenters, but he will let the other guys lead the show, and then he'll go, "This point has been brought up," and and I quite like that format. I think Charlie's always been my mate, from way back when I first started off with Pete. Be 3 o'clock in the morning, and Charlie would be there. Loyal to the last, Charlie, mate. Love it.
Going back on the Jack
over cut out as well.
Yeah.
You were saying Jack Wheelchair, never piss taken, absolutely no way. But Rob's saying obviously Wilsh look quality at Soccer Day too. He'd be good on a training pitch.
He would. He's such a knowledgeable bloke, Wilshere. Like he will get a lot good out of the players that we got, especially the younger crop as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, he's always claimed to be a West Ham fan, hasn't
he?
Yeah. Even when he was at Arsenal and so on and so forth, he's always claimed that he's a West Ham fan. If you're going to do that, you're not doing it for the fucking glory, are you? Let's be fair. So you've got to give him some credit for that, and yeah, I can see the appeal of having him at West Ham for all the reasons that you mentioned, Adam. But I think, for me, too many of the fan base would have the negative view on it. Yeah. And I'm probably one of them, if I'm completely honest, because Jack Wheelchair, that's his name as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the funny part about it, Budge, I mean, I was on the Arsenal channel the other day and they was talking about being a club for the Chelsea rejects. And if you look at here, Troyes is now lined up here. Arsenal's fucked us over so many times, obviously Jack Wilshere, Lundberg Wheelchair.
Yeah.
Ali Dare, do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Jeff comes in with Shamak.
Well.
Winterburn.
Yeah.
Winterburn. Ian Wright was okay, but he was like 39.
30,
yeah. Cole Jenkinson was decent when he was with us. I'm not going to knock him. I liked him when he was with us.
One stand Suka.
We had Remy Shaban, goalkeeper on loan in the Championship.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Man. Clayton cod pieces.
Darmorte, about 5 for them.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Signed Clinton Baptiste as the motivational manager. I'm hearing the word relegation.
A different word.
David Bentley.
Yeah. David Bentley had 2 appearances, right?
Yeah. Henry Lansbury.
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 Yeah. He was in goal.
And yet we had him for ages, it seemed. Seemed like Lansbury was with us forever.
Radford, yeah. Mind you saying that, look, Hartson was a good one. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he weren't bad, was he?
Whitman was good again, but like 39. Yes, Lone Star, right. Ian Wright played for West Ham.
He did. And pledged the rest of his career to us. 6 months later, was playing for Burnley. There you go.
He played for Celtic as well, I think, as well.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he did, yeah.
Jem said, look, Brady was a pensioner too when he came, but class is permanent.
Oh, mate, Liam Brady, you can't take away what he was.
Terence saying Boyle Sports, if Sullivan had his way, it would be more like Boyce Sports. The top only a few fools and a couple of horses will wear. Yeah, you know where that's going with that one, didn't you? Oops. Brady was class, absolutely, is it?
And he's got some Trevor Francis tracksuits.
Clothes there, Lundberg. Well, I mean that one just collected the wage. That one.
Should we get rid of that thing in the middle of the screen? We'll be able to see Adam then.
So let's just cover this before we catch up with the
Oh,
chat.
go on then. Let's cover that first.
Because if you look
Bugger the
at
chat. They can wait.
I don't. Is that better?
it's all right. I mean, obviously, end up with the slides with this one. Lucas Paqueta and this bloody hearing. Hopefully, it's going to come to an end. But even now, it's still been dragged out. I don't know. I think we're into about 4 or 5 weeks into this now. Is there going to be light at the end of the tunnel for this man, or is it the case of we're still, he's going to age overnight, waiting for an answer?
This is, it kind of seems to me that you can make comparisons to what the FA or UEFA or FIFA or whoever it is that's doing this, right? So what they're doing to Lucas Paqueta, right, is it's kind of reminiscent of what the British Empire did to places like Ghana and, Nigeria and places, like, it's kind of like, yeah, we'll let you have your independence, but you're going to have to wait for it. They had to wait 300-400 years for it or whatever it was. No, Lucas Paqueta is being dangled in front of the lions, basically, right? And it's not fair on him. It's not fair on us as a club. No, I'm not talking about us as fans. It's not fair on us as fans, but, it's not fair on him. It's not fair on our club. We cannot make any provisions for him or without him because we don't know what the situation is going to be. Are we going to suffer a 50 million quid loss? Or are we going to get him for another season? Or are we going to get 60 million, 65 million for him? We're going to get a lot more than that, are we?
I don't think we're going to get what we anticipated 2 seasons ago now, especially with his contract running down. I think he's got 2 or 3 years left.
Yep.
Personally, I think if he's innocent, we keep him. We keep him until his contract runs out because he'll be more valuable to us on the pitch than in a bank account. Because who are you going to buy?
Absolutely. But who's going to convince that to David Sullivan, though?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's all pound note signs, isn't he? And the
He
sentiment aside, like it is a business. If he can try and recoup some of the 60 million euros that he forked out on Paqueta in the first place, thanks to Barry Siltman, then he'll try. But I personally think it's such a sensitive thing to happen to a professional footballer at the highest of levels. I mean, there was that story about the 10th tier footballer that done it and told his mates he was going to get booked in the FA Cup or something. Like that is so low down the line, and I'm not saying that it's any different, but it was clear as day in terms of the evidence. But people are trying to compare it to like Paul Pogba's doping at Juventus. At the end of the day, that's black and white because he's doped. He's come up and there's proven substance in his body that's illegal. Whether he done it on purpose or not, he's been caught. It's black and white. Paqueta, there's still a grey area in terms of whether he's actually guilty or not. So this is why it's taken so long. It's not black and white. Personally, I think he'll be innocent. Yeah. Because if it was guilty, it would have been done by now.
I mean,
but,
I was going to say, I mean, this is the reason why I try and do it as much as I can, Michael. I mean, obviously, I have the same thing. When people don't, I mean, yes, we know the chat is way behind at the moment, or I'm way behind on the chat, and also I try and read as many comments as possible, but it gets to a stage where I've got to scroll down every now and then.
You got to skip past the hello Bob, how you feeling? Oh well, I'm all right, but my dick's dropped off. And we got to go past all of those ones most of the time.
Terence is the thing, look, dead right, Tony. The thing is about your show is you try to include everyone, make them feel part of the show, and you understand the show is not you; it's the community of people that take part. And exactly it. I'm here to bridge the gap and people on the panel and so on. It's definitely one of those. It's what you try and do. But going on to your answer, the thing there. I mean, if he is innocent. I did hear something that there's a possibility that because of the way he's been treated, is he going to stick around? He might
See,
want to go
that's
back
the
to
other
his
thing.
country.
Yeah, he might have just had enough of the pressure of the press and the football association and
Yeah.
even UEFA to a point in terms of them not really supporting him. But I say he might just want to just play football and go back to Brazil, go back to Flamengo or wherever he wants to go and just enjoy his
Can you
career.
start that
But-
last one? The one about Gonzo. Can you just
Yeah,
start
well-
that? We'll go back to it in a minute.
Yeah,
But-
that's
Go on,
good
sorry,
shout.
Adam.
Yeah, good shout, Budge. Good shout.
But Paqueta, he could still play for another year at West Ham, and if he can play with the weight lifted off his shoulders and try and increase his value even more, then it's worth keeping him, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, from my observations, I mean, tell me if you see it any differently, lads, but from my observations, ever since this has been going on, there's been a visible effect on the Paqueta, right? Visible and physical effect on him. But he still has that inner strength within him to smile when the game's won, to celebrate goals with the other players, and he kind of, to me, this is completely the opposite of a player coming to the end of his career with West Ham to Dimitri Payet. Now, Dimitri Payet, we all know what happened there. It was quite clear to see. He basically chucked his boots into the bin and said, "I'm not doing it." Right?
Yeah.
Paqueta's not doing
Against
that.
doing it.
Like Paqueta's doing. Paqueta doesn't do that. Paqueta is professional. Paqueta walks onto that pitch with a smile on his face. You see him on the training ground. He's having fun with the boys, and he's getting down to some serious work. So the man's professional, and I don't think that he's the sort of man that will go, you know what? Yes, I'm innocent. I'm glad you can all see that I'm innocent. See you later. I don't think that's Paqueta. I think Paqueta's the sort of guy that would either go, I think my career is going to be at another club, but until I'm sold, I'm here. Or he will say, no, I'm doing the rest of my contract at West Ham. They backed me up all the way. Now it's my turn to show them that level of commitment, And I think that's the route that Paqueta is most likely to take in my mind. I think he's the sort of guy that will go, no, you boys stood me up when I was falling down, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to stand up for you now.
That's fair
This
enough.
is my turn to show you my appreciation. Yeah, and we know that the club can be absolute soft shy when it comes to treating their players right. We've seen it in the past. We know that players have wanted to go because of it, right? It's never because of the reception they get from the terraces, right? And from, shows like this and stuff. It's always because of management or board, that players have forced the move, with the exception of Payet. But we have had a couple of players that have forced moves because of, the board or the management or whatever. I don't see that being Paqueta. I think Paqueta's the sort of guy that will go, no, they've actually, they've stood me up while I've been down, so fuck it, I'm staying for the rest of my contract.
Yeah.
I hope so anyway.
We just got to hope that he's going to, it takes the weight off his shoulders, because that's the key thing we want to say there. Let me just say to Rob. Signing out, gents. Great show again. Gaffer, I'll see you in a couple of weeks for a beer. Rob, I'm looking forward to that, mate. I really am. To you and your brother and the rest of the old boys. He's obviously my old football team. I was the manager. This is my number one goalkeeper.
Certainly.
Yeah. And also the rest of the East Thames boys. Looking forward to seeing them boys for Terry's birthday and that. But for Paqueta, I mean, if it does get cleared, and that's what we're hoping for, that weight gets lifted off his shoulders, and before you know it, we see, the player we all expect.
We see the Brazilian maestro again.
Yeah, I mean, look, Lone Star's something. I've read this as well. Paqueta's wives have said their family's been living a nightmare for the last 2 years amid an investigation over a match fixing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like I was saying, you can throughout your career as a footballer, you're forever coached about how to control the ball, how to pass it, how to shoot, where to run. Nobody coaches you about the mental complications of having something like that over your career, because all that you learn physically on the pitch means nothing. Like, how can you deal with anything like this? And it's not just affecting him, as that comment just said. Like, it's his family, it's his whole livelihood. He could end up going to prison. That's how bad it is.
That's right. And look, I mean, this is a great comment from Michael there. I mean, when you look at that, like the FA need to be investigated after it's finished, either way, for lack of mental care of one of its employees, and that's the true statement, because we've just said it. It's
I mean,
it needs to be treated better. It needs to be treated.
The FA sadly don't sympathise for mental care. That's why they've got the PFA to do that.
Yeah.
So they can
And
In other words, the back
fairness,
door. Yeah, the back door.
in fairness, the FA are kind of operating above the law anyway with all of this, because if this was a legal criminal or something of that nature, or a civil matter, right, then there are certain limits to timescales, right? And, like, for example, you cannot keep a man on bail for 2 years before you charge him. Absolutely cannot do it.
Yeah.
I think the longest you can do it is 17 weeks without charging them. Provide, like, you can go up to 6 or 7 months, but they have to bring you in and re-bail you, ending further inquiries, right? And they've not really done any of that with the care. Basically, what they've done is gone, right, you're accused of this, we're investigating it, you can carry on playing while we do it. That's it. Oh, we're going to need you to come and give evidence. Well, I can't give evidence on that day. It's a very important game.
No, charge it. They're still trying to find evidence. And if you think about it, Budge, what you're saying there and what the FA are doing, if you just reword things, it's exactly the same thing. Because how many times the FA have tried to do something, they've not got the evidence, because, I mean, I'm just going to read the comment back there. I mean, like, yeah, we should get compensated. Where does it say, like here, 2 years is ridiculous, not enough compelling evidence on Paqueta. The fact that they took his mobile phone, give it back to him, and then said, "Can we get back?" Because I thought we might have missed
months down the line after giving it back.
Yeah. And he
months down the line.
I've got rid of that.
That's in the bin, mate.
That's gone. And it's one of those. But we should be compensated. Because at the end of the day, in that loss of earnings, because obviously loss of shirt sales and this and the other, as a business, we lose that.
And also, of course, you've got to remember that it's affected his performances, which may have cost us points.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Also, the commercial aspects. I think it's come out. I think there was a news source that come out recently saying that we're not earning money through sponsorships or commercial revenue because because it's Betway that's been involved with this allegation. Now it's like, well, nobody's betting with Betway, or there's a lack of commercial.
I closed my account with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, Adam. It's all those things, and no doubt Sullivan, he's probably he's just waiting for that bit to come along, and he's on the phone straight away. Right, go and get him. It'll be one of those. Mama, yes, it's normally an hour. I'm normally behind, as he said. Like, absolutely, Mama. I've done pretty well.
I think if Sullivan's on the phone telling someone to go get him, I think he's got a few people chasing him as well, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, well, he's hoping if he gets the money from that side,
he needs to start pointing fingers out, I think.
Yeah, but you look at he's trying to box clever at him. If he gets the money from them, he can pay them. It smooths it all out. That's what he's looking at, I bet you. Oh man. Josh says 2 more years for Paqueta, plus we've got an option on another year. So there you go. He's got 2. That's on his contract. Yeah.
So what we do is we get the 2 years out of him. When he's getting close to it, you take up the option, and then the following window, you sell him with a year left on his contract.
Well, that's 2, wouldn't he?
Yeah, 2 years. But as Josh said,
is it a 2-year option?
No, if he's got 2 years left at the moment, so next season it'll be after next season.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we keep him for the next 18 months, and then we extend. We take up his option, and then sell him at the end of this current 2 years with the year option contract.
If he's innocent, it could be the rebirth of him, couldn't it? Because
hopefully,
I think he's got captain material about him. I think he probably would have been captain if this wasn't happening.
That's the way of giving him a lift, isn't it? I mean, that's the way you lift the player. He's been on his arse basically, and also there's a case of we reward you with this. That's not a bad shout, you know.
Yeah, but who's going to take it away from Jared now, though?
Jared himself, I think, if he had decency, because you know.
Maybe, but
because not being the way I saw it when he first given it, we lost a bit of Bowen when we give him the captaincy.
We lost loads of him.
You know,
we lost a large chunk of him.
It's the same with Henry, wasn't it? Henry became captain at Arsenal and he lost a little bit of his ability, didn't he?
Exactly.
Although he was still class, but like it was never. Did I say what he was before captaincy?
I think it takes a very, very special person, not player. It takes a very special person to be able to take on a captaincy at a large club without it affecting their game. Yeah. I mean, people like Roy Keane, very exceptional person, you know, very strong-willed, etc., was perfect for that move, the captaincy. David Beckham, on the other hand, was the least likely captain for anybody, and yet he got the England captaincy, and look what that did for him.
That was Howard Wilkinson that gave him that armband.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was.
And look what it did for him, though, Adam. I mean,
I just remember
his golden balls were huge by that time.
Sir David, don't forget, it's Sir David. Yeah.
Like Sir Gareth.
Good evening, Sir David. Anyway, watching the channel. Good to see you.
And Lady Victoria. Good evening to you, madam.
What you saying?
Who's she kidding?
Oh, yeah, lady.
She's a Spice Girl.
George is asking, do you think Paqueta is a team player?
Yes.
I do. I actually do. The amount of times he unselfishly puts other people in when he could move on himself. I mean, okay, the winning goal in the Conference League final is a completely different story. That where he was positioned, where Jared Bowen was positioned, that was really his only choice, was to put that ball through or pass it across, the line. Having said that, how many times have you seen Paqueta in forward positions and he dinks a little ball over the top for Jared to run into, or dinks one over to the far post for Emerson to run onto, or whatever? He's quite unselfish with his talent. Therefore, I would say yes, he's a team player.
There's moments, for me, I see it on a different level. I think he sometimes is, and there's a majority of times.
He can be selfish.
But I think that could be because of what's been going on. But it's a fair shout here from Trosh, because he's saying, Di Canio was more committed than Paqueta. As he said, he turned down Man United, whereas Paqueta was looking for that City development. He was waiting for that move. So there's that side of things.
Listen, I would never compare Di Canio and Paqueta in that respect. As far as being maverick, yes, I suppose you could call Paqueta a little bit maverick. As far as being talented, yes, both of them, and team player, both of them. More so Paqueta, actually, in my opinion, was more of a team player than Di Canio. Although Di Canio was, and I don't have any criticisms of that man. He's my hero. But I think Paqueta is, as you said, son. I think he's, captain material. I think he's unselfish with his talent. He can be selfish at times, or
like any player.
Yeah, and he can be clumsy and pretty damn useless at times. Then-
Lone Star's giving you a thing here, Budgie. So in the UK, bail lasts 3 months. Extension can be made up for 6 months, and then with authorisation by a superintendent to 9 months. So,
there you go.
gents, I will have to be wrapping this up shortly because again, I've got a nice early start. I'm just going to quickly kind of scan through. FA actually like a kangaroo court. It's not good. Did ever you sell your cars to Lucas Paqueta? Yeah, I'm still waiting to be paid. Still waiting to be paid after all this time. Trusted, don't get me wrong, would love to have a Paqueta back like he was under Moyes until he got injured when he made 9 tackles each game. Yeah, the player that put himself about. Yeah, ball winner and a supplier back then. Definitely agree on that.
That's the thing. He's scared about making a tackle in case he gets a booking and gets criticised for it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it going to be a scam? Of course it will. Suchik would have been a good captain. Agree on that one as
well. Absolutely. I agree. Gilman would have been a good captain.
Does it make him his cousin, his uncle, the Paqueta free? Yeah. Good evening to Wurzler, Anthony's cousin. Rovers got Arrogate Town first game of the season. Me and Ant have our season tickets. Yeah, I knew Anthony was a Rovers, not a City fan. Nobody knew that. Georgie Fairmount Price was Mama's neck of the woods. Yeah, they were she saying. So was Chess Chandler. He was Slade's manager. There you go. Small world.
Yeah.
Let's kind of catch up where we can. We're all crazy now. Whereas we're Arrogate, my local club these days. Tiny ground. Nice place, Arrogate, though. Jeff, good evening. Thank you very much as well. Yes, indeed. I'm out. Great show, lads.
Jeff.
Great catching up with all you chatters. See you soon. Jeff, brilliant to see you as
always.
always.
A pleasure, mate.
And just going to catch up on there. Lounge area, they all say goodbye. Eric Burden, what a voice. Night, Jeff. Transport Hendricks over America. And believe it or not, the last comment. Mama Flossie, married a girl, lived in my street, Frog. There you go. That's how close it is. Small world. So people in the chat,
around that way as well.
Thanks for coming with us and being on this journey. We've gone through a few things and just try to make it a bit different than finding something to talk about. You know, we've got to cover that. And of course, it's great to see Adam from Dad's Ad Job podcast come in and give his views as well. And I much appreciate that. Nick's asking, did Adam fart? He's always doing it, you know, silent but deadly, but he always does it. But we don't blame Adam for that. He's a good man.
No,
I'm blaming the dog, wherever it is.
The dog's downstairs, mate. He's loving it.
I was actually talking about my sister's dog, but yeah, fair enough.
And for those who are in the background and that, yes, 6 away from the 1,000 subs mark. If you're not already done it, hit that sub button. And don't forget, Dad's Our Job podcast and Oshi, my co-host as always, Budgie from Green Street Leaks. Make sure you give these two a sub as well, please. Yeah. And obviously, Jeff, the Bowling Lounge as well.
And don't forget, guys, if you've got any comments about what you've heard and all that tonight, get them into the comments section on the YouTube bit, because we read them. We will read them if there were any. We do read them, the ones that come up. So if you've got anything you want to say,
same for you, Frog.
This show might end in a minute, but the conversation can go on as long as you like. All right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Thanks, Ma. She's a great moderator, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
And of course, the old Git himself.
Humbled again.
And also,
yeah, guys, so get your comments in the section after the show finishes, and we can carry the conversation on if you want to.
Exactly. And also remember, folks, it's going to be a hot one over the weekend. Make sure you hydrate, sun cream and all that malarkey and that, and look after yourselves. And as always, we'll be back on Sunday for the Sunday night takeaway. Adam, if you are around, you're welcome to come onto that as well.
I think I'm building my daughter's bed.
do it in the background while the show's going.
I'll definitely listen to it.
That'll be content.
And I'm
will be content.
Are you that fucking hard up?
Exactly. Well,
you want to watch me build a bed?
Well, I've heard you miss one bolt out every time, apparently. So that's what the chat's there for. Just make sure you miss one.
At least there won't be any copyright issues, Adam.
No, there won't be. But I do love a flat pack, I must admit.
Yeah, I do too.
That's adult's jigsaw puzzle, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah. I also want to say, if you're watching this on like catch up, after the live event, and you've stayed with us all this time, 2 hours 39 minutes. Congratulations, well done. Don't forget, we just need 6 more subs. It's free. It don't cost you anything to subscribe. 6 more, get this man to 1,000,
Thank you, man.
and then he'll
Thank you,
buy us
mate.
all a coffee.
Absolutely, yeah, from a cat. But before we go, Budge, the one thing we haven't done yet, we've just got to highlight this one up and that because you did ask me to star this, and obviously yes. Nick saying,
Yeah,
I like
so
Gonzo. Yeah, when I was going for my stuff, he literally contacted me and offered his support. He wanted to visit me and help if he could. Still chat to him today. He's genuinely a good guy.
Yeah.
He is, and I also want to say that on that point, that Gonzo did a video a couple of weeks ago, as Adam actually alerted me to, that the reason you alerted me to it because I saw your video referring to it, and I wasn't aware of what was going on, and Gonzo was going through it. There was a lot of shit recently. He's managed to pull through. He's managed to get himself back on a decent level. Good for him. Really happy. I hope the people that were less than courteous to him have learned their lesson.
Yeah.
And I hope that they don't do it anymore. And if you do, you deserve everything that's coming at you. On that note, I'll leave it with you, Tony.
No, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Mama, you're after me tonight, aren't you? Take me 2 weeks to read the chat in a 48-hour stream. Bloody hell, I can imagine that. And no, I've watched those videos, and I've seen it on through and like obviously with Peach, God rest his soul, Claude, when he did Claude and the Bounsters and what happened to him and that, and the fact that we all know social media can be a poisonous thing, and unfortunately some people react differently to it, and Claude was one of those, and it was just it's sad to see what happened to him in that. And so for Gonzo and that, I mean, he does some great content, and, he says it as it is. Yes, sometimes we can all be at fault with it. We might say something that's slightly out of context, and of course it can blow up in a big way. But he did the right thing. He took a step back, got his head cleared out, had a nice little chill out, and he's come back in and that. And it's good to see him come back.
I mean, on a personal note, I keep getting blamed for Antonio not being on the bench.
Well, we know that. We've said that all day long, Budge. But but seriously, on that side of things, when you look at it,
more like sitting on a perch for you, Budgie, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm hurt, yeah.
It's the fact that, for me, is this. Even though we're West Ham people and we love our club and we're quite good as fans, unfortunately, when you look at the YouTube world as a West Ham content creator, we don't support each other enough. And I don't even realise that, but we don't. That's the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing.
Which is why the last week or so was quite important. I mean, I don't know if you know too much about it, but Adam and I were involved in a little, basically just an outpouring of love. That's all it was, really, wasn't it, Adam, to be fair? That's all it needed, really.
Yeah, it's
and we helped a fellow Hammer, basically, quietly, as discreetly as possible. But the man's in a much better position now, and we played our part in that, and and like I've said, I'm just paying it forward from people that have helped me in the past, and if everybody does that, everybody that's had a little bit of help from someone over a troubled or a difficult time, you just got through it and you can pay it forward to someone else. Do it, because that makes the whole thing worthwhile. It makes the world a better place.
Absolutely agree on that.
Thanks, Springer.
Exactly. Frog says hit 1K and Tony will do a 24-hour handstand in halter front trousers. I'm actually wearing them now, so it's not bad at all. Actually,
for God's sake.
Nick saying 1K is Tony special. He provides a link to his OnlyFans. Dear me, that's a stretch. I'll regrow my hair. I get 1,000 subs.
Yes,
if you hit 1K, Tone, you've got to go down the sheesh, and you've got to have the biggest kebab ever. and you got to stream it. You eating it.
Well, you can film it, mate, because I know you're up the road from us. So
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to do that. Have some chips.
Excellent.
Double whammy.
We'll have the green chilies with it and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people in the chat, we're going to sign ourselves out now. Thanks for being with us as always. There's still 22 people watching us at this stage. Really appreciate hanging on. And yeah, you know, we're a West Ham community. Let's just show some love to each other, and that's in the YouTube world as well as, you know, when if someone.
And also, having said that, we are a West Ham community, but we do have community members that aren't West Ham fans.
Absolutely.
Newcastle, Arsenal, etc., etc. So big up all them people, and they stick with us to the end as well. So
absolutely, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But last but not least, we're going to sign ourselves out. Also going to play the outro, and as always, as we always end off, me and Budgie, and for Adam to do exactly the same thing. Come on, you guys.
Come on, you guys.